What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor? What do you do with a drunken sailor early in the morning? Don't let them drive that cargo freighter. Don't let them steer that cargo freighter. Don't let them near that cargo freighter early in the morning.
That was it?
Do you guys read the news?
Oh,
Yeah.
like it was the
got
ship
it.
joke?
Yeah.
Are you just you're gonna stick with
That's
that one?
it? There was no punchline?
Oh, I mean,
Is there another one you can go with? And welcome to episode 43 of Bros, Bumps, and Beers. I am Pat, the EST of Triple B Gagne, alongside Matt, Tooties Gagne, and the producer, Jordan, the Jackhammer Schofield, and a new little addition to our little podcast family. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together, not actually because Jordan will hate it if we clap.
fucking clap, any of you.
I introduce to you the man, the myth, the legend, North End James.
Yay!
Oh, and he cracked it.
Yeah, welcome, North End James.
Hey, how's it going?
It's
Can we
good.
just call him James, or do I have to say North End James every time?
Oh, that's his Twitter handle, so I just assumed that's what he wanted to go
Or
with.
any J? No, that's hard.
Nedge?
It was generic James last week.
He did not. You did not like that.
No, I didn't like that one.
And I was right. I was like, he is gonna hate.
Were you offended
that.
when I called you a mannequin?
No, like that's the nicest thing someone said to me probably in
Probably
the last
in a
while.
minute.
So, I mean, no, there's worse things for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, yes, we are now,
Mannequin's the perfect example.
until,
That's so fucking perfect.
until further notice, we are going to expand to a four-person podcast.
Unless he sucks, then we're gonna
Well, if he sucks.
fire him.
I was going to call him Intern James, just to fuck with him.
Yeah.
Intern James?
Intern.
Oh,
An
so intern. Sorry.
Yeah. Like he would get paid later. Could you fucking imagine?
Because I make so much money doing this.
You guys aren't getting paid?
Oh yeah. No one is.
Only in pats on the back and adoration, which is all I need in this
I
crazy
do like
world.
pats on the back.
But like not from other people. You
And not
yourself
like
pats on the
not
back?
like
Yeah.
pat on
Yeah.
my back. Like
That'd be heavy.
somebody. No.
Oh, okay.
So
You're-
there's literally no incentive for me to be here, is what you're saying, or?
Just good times and stories, my friend.
Fair enough.
Good times
Okay,
and
I
stories.
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so we actually wanted to further
Something
our
to do.
demographic. We are dominating the south end of Winnipeg demo.
And I would say the which way is, if you're looking at north, to the right?
To-
Never shredded wheat. Never eat shredded. Is it west?
That would be east.
This is great podcasting.
Yeah.
East. That's east.
East,
I'd say
yes.
we're dominating the south and the east now.
Well, that
The
is why
southeast
we
corner, yeah.
Yes.
and that is why we're bringing in North End James to
North
get
End
that
James.
North End demographic.
Yep.
So what can we look forward to the North End demographic, James?
Lots of aggression, lots of anger, I guess. I don't know. That's kind of how the North End goes. I mean, hopefully people up there get the internet and some computers, or
Oh,
and they can start listening to this stuff.
How they get it's
And
the problem.
there goes the demographic. She go. So yeah, so welcome aboard. Again, this is on a episode by episode basis. Jordan's probation actually just ended. Congratulations. That's a big day for you.
We weren't going to talk about that.
Well, I mean, we're gonna do it.
Oh, you mean the podcast probation?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. So yeah, I think the best way to do this is maybe we can jump in and kind of introduce the audience to North End James a little bit. I have a couple questions I could ask him.
Yeah.
Let's go. Bring it on.
Yeah, I mean you run the show, so
Yes.
I hope you have questions.
So
You're running
question
the
one
segment,
for you,
so-
James.
Matt and I didn't make any.
We're going to start with a little softball question.
Okay.
James, so how much money do you make each year before taxes?
Perfect.
That's good. That's great.
I thought you were going to ask him a literal question about softball.
That would have been
That would've been
better.
fun.
That would have been
Yeah,
good.
so
better.
yeah, James. I know it's not as much as me, but let everyone else know.
Well, I mean, it's tough to say because there is the rumor that people from the North End might have, some extra earning income.
That's fair.
Some stuff that doesn't go on the
But
T4.
guess what? That's not true.
Nope.
No, we don't all do that.
That's what someone who
Does
did that
do
stuff would
yeah.
say.
Yeah.
I would say that my income is between probably 50K to 100K, but it's somewhere in between there.
that's fair.
I'll let you
That's
guys
fair.
figure that one
That's
out.
fair.
That's, that's a good answer.
That's
I like
good.
that.
I
answer.
like that. I like that.
Also, Jordan, a guy I work with asked if you were rich.
Rich? No, I consider myself wealthy.
But you live with your parents.
I do. because I
Thank you
can't find a house.
I lobbed it up. I was waiting for somebody to just
Slam dunk. There it is.
I had my tweet of the year when it was the joke was when you see your fourth house in a row where the pictures don't match the actual quality of the house. It was that guy from Ottawa throwing the coffee.
Yeah,
that's up to 6 now.
Yeah, buckle up.
That's
because,
every fucking house I go to.
I believe before I bought my first home, we got to 50 houses that we looked at.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah,
like it's essentially fraud. Like if you put on the pictures of your place and you're saying it looks like this, and I walk in and it does not look like that, you should go to.
You guys are doing this wrong because I
Here we go.
am now in my second house, and we've looked at 6 total.
Like, it's just like, why does he do that?
I was trying to buy new, but then the lumber and the building companies are trying to screw me
We talked
over,
about this already. Let's not get back into it.
Did we talk on the podcast?
I don't know.
No, we did
We
this on-
talk.
No, it
We
was-
talk a lot before.
Yes,
happened,
it was
so-
a lot of rage before the podcast.
All right, so like,
2 weeks
okay, that's
ago.
great answer for your first go there, James. You make money. We know that.
Make
That's
money.
good.
That's good.
Matt,
Not
who
for-
asked
not
you,
from the
who asked
podcast.
you if I was rich?
Guy we're with.
Guy you work with? I consider myself emotionally wealthy
And
boy.
then he asked, and then I told him that you lease your Jaguar, and
because leasing's by far the better way to own a vehicle.
and
it's
he
a
was like,
depreciating
"Oh, okay,
asset.
I don't
That's
think
how
he's
the
rich
rich do
anymore."
things.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a depreciating
really?
asset.
Yeah,
Why would you buy it
can't earn
outright?
them money, so they rent it essentially.
I'm paying half the price for a full Jaguar to
I'm
drive
learning
it
so
for the same
much.
amount of time I
I'm
would
learning about
usually.
meat. I'm learning about Jaguars. I'm like,
Oh, meat segment, by the way. Big fan.
I'm new car shopping soon, and I'm very excited. So yeah,
New lease shopping.
Of course, because why would you buy a depreciating asset outright?
let's go with question 2 for North End James.
'Cause I like to own stuff.
Another softball question. Who is your favorite member of Bros, Bumps, and Beers?
That's tough. That's really tough. I mean, you all have qualities that I hate, so
Fair.
it makes it difficult. You know, you being a Red Sox fan.
Yeah, it's kind of offensive that you wore a Yankee shirt.
It's a Mickey Mantle shirt. All right, the GOAT. Let's get it right.
Okay, as long as it wasn't Joe DiMaggio. I mean,
Well, I mean,
that guy's a scumbag.
I mean,
yeah, I learned
and then
that.
there's
I
Lou
learned that
Gehrig.
over Twitter not too long ago.
Weren't they all scumbags back then?
Well,
Like really?
Joe DiMaggio would. Yeah, you know what? Him and Marilyn Monroe.
Disavow Joe DiMaggio.
Disavow.
So you-
That guy was the Jeter before there was Jeter.
No,
Not at all.
No?
Not at all. No.
You just stop. Let's just not do this.
Okay.
So you never answered the question. Like you can take out Jordan because he's offensively called you out at least 10 times on this show.
But
I
Jordan
would
was
argue
his first
I'm
real
the
friend.
I'm the catalyst. I would argue I'm the catalyst for James being here.
Oh, what?
Oh,
Yeah,
I think
because
I'm the
I'm the
catalyst
one.
for you
I'm
being
the
here.
one who started the shots. No, not here as in Winnipeg. Here on this very podcast.
No, I think for sure I am.
I started poking and involving you in our content,
but let's-
and now we're here.
Let's go back to the Genesis here. When you
One of
first,
the next cars I'm looking at. Very excited.
Well,
Of course
that's a
you would.
downgrade.
Also, first book in the Bible.
Exactly.
Wow.
Right?
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, doesn't Genesis mean like beginning or
Yes.
something? Oh,
Like the creation.
oh, Jesus, it's so far.
That's
I don't think Jesus wrote the Bible, but that's cool.
read a book, man.
fun story. Same initials as Jesus. But, humble
Jason-
brag.
Oh.
Okay, he's out.
Yeah,
I don't need this. I don't need this attitude right now.
I hate you all equally.
that's fair.
That's fair. Okay. All right, let's go with some
It's
real
probably
questions.
Matt. Matt's his favorite.
I mean, like,
Because it's the best of 3 bad options.
It's tough to dislike Matt. That's for sure.
It is. It's very
tough.
difficult to
I'm his
dislike,
brother.
man.
I mean, most of the time I do dislike him because just brother.
But that's like a brotherly rivalry.
I really don't like when people don't like me, so
Yeah, that does bother you.
see that.
That
Yeah.
does bother
I
you.
can see
That
Matt
does.
just like 2 a.m. just staring
Yeah.
at the ceiling. I don't understand.
I'm getting better at it where I'm like, fuck that guy, but it still bothers me.
I've seen you be okay with not being liked a couple times in our friendship.
Yeah.
So you're at peace with that.
Not with you.
No, but like with other people, you're just
yeah.
you're at peace with it. What makes you at peace with someone not liking you? Like what happens where you're just like, you know what, I'm cool with this being like fight on sight type territory.
As I've aged, I've grown to realize that you only have so much time for so many people. So if I'm like, that person doesn't fit into my social calendar, it's like, I don't give a shit.
Fuck wisdom, man.
Wise.
Can you put
Wise
can you
words.
add some music in there, like
Yeah,
some Disney
I'm
music
thinking-
when the message of the movie comes
I
in?
would like Colors in the Wind from Pocahontas.
Fuck, that's specific.
Wow, that
You know
was-
what? That's good. I'll be able to pull that hopefully without copyright.
Yeah.
We'll get demonetized on YouTube for the 1 cent we make. a
All
video.
right, so James, I'll go to actually some real questions here.
Okay, let's go.
Favorite local beer in the city? Go.
My go-to. I'm a little loyal to the brand. I would probably have to say Saturday Night Lumberjack. with,
Ooh, nice.
From
Wow.
Barnhammer.
Goes to a double
He's
IPA.
back in. He's back in.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of my first avenue into the craft beer world. I remember when we went to Beer Fest a few years ago. They had just debuted. They had the coolest looking booth. Went there, loved it.
Sold.
And I love their spot.
And it's like an 8% beer, which
Yeah.
is
And
awesome.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
just
it's always points in
some
my
behind the scenes talk. I mean, James had been texting me periodically this week, like, what are we doing for
Please
this? What
let
are we
me
doing for that?
on. I need
Yeah, I
this
need
for
this.
my
I
own
need this bad.
happiness.
I need this bad.
Groveling.
And then he
Yeah.
says, hey, when you guys do beer reviews, does it have to be local? And me being me, which is probably why I'm not his favorite member of the podcast. I go, no, it doesn't have to be local, which is the most ludicrous answer you can
Literally,
get.
hashtag drink locals said on every
Yeah.
episode.
And do you
so-
listen?
No, and I knew that.
Not
And
to
I
the
knew that,
end.
And I knew that, but I see the amount of
We're
beer
the only
reviews you
3
guys are
people who
doing.
listen to the end.
But the beer stuff isn't at the end.
It's not.
Don't you produce
say
the
drink,
show?
Do you say
No,
drink
I
local?
don't.
No,
I
you
don't.
don't say
That's-
drink local during the beer
No,
review.
I
You
don't.
say it at the end
Oh,
of the podcast.
you're talking about the drink.
You listen to the show.
Jordan, I'm sorry. Please like me.
It's not the social media.
So-
Please like me.
So yeah, he takes out a beer and I look at Matt and it wasn't local and I'm like, this is the greatest
Perfect.
pranked ever that we're gonna get. And then Matt, being Matt, who is again
Yep.
the nicest
has
guy
to
on
be
the
liked,
podcast,
has to be
liked,
loved.
looks at James and
Appreciate
goes, ha, ha, that's not local. All right,
Yeah,
breaks over.
there goes a
sick,
bit.
Sick joke, guys.
There goes our podcast
God,
bit.
I had written it into the show.
To shoot it right in the face.
One time you could write in a prank, and then Matt goes, James, that's not local. God damn it.
Hey, guys.
Is Alabama winning?
No.
God!
They're down 4
Pat, you've
seconds left.
cost me money this weekend.
It's okay. It happens, Jordan. You lose your own money anyway.
No.
And finally,
No.
because we are
No.
a beer and wrestling podcast, which a lot of people don't know, who would be your favorite wrestler of all time? And you cannot say CM Punk.
Well, then why would you do that? That's a
'Cause
loaded question. Now you
I'm the
wanna put
host.
me
I
on
make the
spot.
rules.
Well, then I'm going to probably have to go with Dolph,
God damn it.
right? I
knew
love
you were
me a
gonna-
good super kick, and
I thought you were going with The Undertaker.
James loves
He's
the
still
Undertaker.
walking to the ring right now.
no,
He's fucking halfway there.
no, I would never say the Undertaker. I respect everything he's done in his career, but at this point, I mean,
If we could,
want to finish this podcast, I'd fall asleep discussing anything.
if we could
He
get
does.
that, if I could have ever gotten that on video, the last like 3 WrestleManias when the Undertaker walks out of the ring, he comes, his music hits, and James goes, "What are we doing? What are we doing? Why? What are we? Look, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. When I come back, he'll still be walking to the ring. Just
True.
so upset every time.
very
It's
true.
amazing.
He does that the tightrope walk every time to get some energy back, and then lazily falls down. I mean, come on, man, it's time.
Yeah, stay woke. Him like lying down on the ground all those years, like he was probably just gassed. He's probably like, this could be a gimmick.
Yeah, we were fooled. As
All I have
kids.
to do is do a crunch.
Incredible
and
core
it's cool.
strength, though, to do all those sit-ups.
Yeah, straight leg.
I
Too.
could do
One.
that.
That's a
It's a straight leg.
1
bro.
rep max.
Oh, they
of a
tied
sit-up.
it.
Okay.
Damn it,
Matt, I'm
guys.
gonna need you to
Focus,
not
focus.
say
Sorry,
that.
sorry.
I'm
I've got to be gambling this
no.
week, and
Now, Matt, we're here to focus.
Pat,
okay?
you've created a monster
I'm
by
sorry,
getting
that's
Matt
my
into
bad,
the
that's my
gambling
bad.
game.
these $1 bets are incredible. The rush.
I hate you so
The
much.
rush is incredible.
All right, so get to know him a little more, and I think as we go, we'll learn a little bit more about James. I mean, is there anything else to know about him?
No, I mean not that I know of. I don't know.
He's got a dog.
He does.
I mean, we all do.
Got a badass dog though.
does have a Dalmatian,
Yeah.
which I mean,
He's a Dalmatian.
Dalmatian lab mix. That's why he's got the brown spots like a weird.
shout out Maverick. Great name
Maverick.
too. Great name.
Awesome
Great
name.
name.
Not as good as Mr.
Welcome
Mr.
to
Floof.
Now,
the danger
That
zone.
brings us to this.
Danger
James,
zone.
greatest scene in cinematic history is.
Well, I got the need for speed. Anytime like that. Anything you can take Top Gun as a whole. One scene, great. Volleyball scene, one of
there
the
we go.
greatest scenes of all time. Just
Volleyball
sheer
scene,
athleticism.
jean shorts.
No,
There.
because I've talked about this before, but I just want to know when would anyone ever play beach volleyball in jeans in a real circumstance?
Probably in the late '80s when it was really cool to do that. I think.
Jordan's hands up.
Jordan has a question.
Spanish people in Jamaica. I see it every year.
Oh God, here we go with this Jamaican stuff. Yeah.
Full disclosure, still never seen Top Gun beginning and end.
That's a fight on site, buddy.
No.
James is going to drive to your house and murder you later.
Yeah, that's.
Enjoy.
Well, I got at least an hour before he gets there.
James, are we saying James driving is the Undertaker entrances?
No, I'm saying he lives real far.
oh, yeah, that too.
Gotta
It
get-
is
James,
North End.
James, party starts at 8. Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Shows
okay.
up at 9:30.
I
without
told
fail.
James an hour before the party actually starts every time we do something.
It's fair.
And
It's
he's
fair.
still late.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but not as late.
There's nothing that important.
And
to
now
start.
him being late isn't
not
his
wrong.
fault, which is a nice change. Like you're not the reason you're late anymore.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not gonna.
No,
I'm not gonna go too far down
No.
that subject. That's for sure. Because I'm sure
Someone.
Good swerve, James. We
good
appreciate
job,
that
James.
swerve.
See, I'm just trying to test James if he can get out of those sticky situations.
Yeah.
Because usually it's like someone will say something that's like, Jordan, can you cut that?
I mean, let's
And then
get
we go down
one
with
thing
that.
straight. Jordan, 9 times out of 10, that is you.
Yes.
Oh, hang on, guys. Let's stop for a second. I have to cut that out so I don't forget.
Yeah, the editing floor has a lot of how do we say?
Job losing worthy.
Yeah, touchy
moments.
subjects. If
Yeah,
you will.
that's smart though. That's why we edit.
That's right.
All right.
That's
That's what
right.
Jordan edits.
So yeah. So
That's why I edit. Yes.
welcome to Bros Bumps and Beers, North End James. We will just call you James.
Yeah,
I think.
can we not? I feel like that's going to be a lot.
In the entrance, he'll be
Maybe
North End James.
NEJ.
NEJ.
That sounds very regal. Not regal, maybe
That's
presidential.
definitely not the North End. if
Maybe
we're talking
presidential?
regal. Yeah, that's-
We'll figure it out. It's still good.
Yeah,
still here.
Nedge would be
This is
more
we're in a
North
rebirth. Matt's cracking. Okay, second beer.
Holy
All right.
shit,
Okay,
Matt.
All right.
I need you to take about 10%
Oh,
off
you
there,
know
bud.
why he's cracking the second beer? Because he knows no work tomorrow. Spring break. What's up?
Wasn't it called March break?
Oh,
No, because I don't know.
It's in March, and there's a
I think
break.
Is that what they call it in the T-Dot? Or?
yeah, I think that's.
I think
an
we call
Ontario
it
Is
thing.
that
March
what the
break.
Mandem call it? I
Oh.
got it right on the first try.
Thank you, Matt.
He did.
Yes, the man. I mean, I think we called it March break.
Oh, here it's spring break.
You also call pre-gaming a pre-drink.
You
Yeah,
call it-
because you're pre-drinking before heavily drinking.
But you are pre-gaming for the big dance, the big game, which is wherever you're
no,
going.
is the
we didn't
partay.
really pre-game for games. We pre-drank to go to a club to drink more.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's less fun.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
Less fun.
Go to a social.
Sounds very
be normal.
formal.
Socials are
I
super
miss socials.
overrated.
Oh,
Shut
man.
your
Did you just say
damn
they're super
mouth.
overrated?
For those
They
of
are.
you who aren't from Manitoba, I think there's about 4 of you that listen. A social is just a big party that helps pay
It's a
for wedding.
fundraiser for a wedding.
Yeah.
Where people get drunk and dance.
So
I'm not saying they're
And
bad.
Matt-
I'm just
and
saying
Matt bullies
people here
DJs into
talk
playing
about
the
them like
music he
they're the
wants.
greatest things of all time, and they're really not. It's a big high school reunion over and over again, essentially. Like you're just seeing people you know in different
that's
constructs.
horrible. I would hate that.
You could be like me and not know anybody at these socials because you're just tagging along with all your friends who know people who are getting married.
I do like that you could potentially win a prize at these socials because like that kind of makes it worth
Yeah, I was
it.
going to say, the person who hates socials the most here is also the same person who busts out $200 on people he doesn't even know. And
I am a good-hearted person.
Now, can we?
Credit to me for using my money that no longer exists because I'm buying a house. I'm broke now.
Now you're rich, remember?
Love.
I'm
love,
about to be very much not.
Love that we can table what we were written down because I have that fun story. Remember that story? Okay, so social season. We were in the car all together. There was 2 other people, Christina and Paul. Shout out Christina and Paul.
When you were
No, Paul was not there. It was just Christina.
we were
'cause
allowed
he was-
to do that so many moons ago.
So we go, hey, let's go to a social. Does anybody know anyone having a social?
Oh, yeah.
And
God.
we go, no. So what do we do?
I was not there, by the way.
No, we drive to Dakota Community Club or Jonathan Taves Community Club. As people
That's
would
not
know it.
exactly how it started, though.
But let's just
It's-
cut.
No,
let's
but
just
it
cut.
started with us 3 in the basement and us going, "Who wants to go to a social?" And the only one who responded was our buddy's wife,
Yeah, that's true.
which is fantastic. Like
I mean,
teens is a friend,
yeah.
but like it was not exactly. I don't think our first thought was, "Well, teens will be
Yeah.
the only one who joins us."
So she ended up coming, and we went to the social.
And she drove. What a trooper!
yes.
We had no tickets.
She always drives.
Fun
Yes,
thing
she
with the
does.
social is there's always a list of names for people who want to buy tickets but might not show up. So we go, how are we going to get in? I go, okay, let's try and do this. So I walk up to the friend. They go, I'm like, yeah, we have tickets to the door. Oh, who are you? Whose name are they under? Paul, which is Christina's husband, our
Yeah.
friend Paul. Shout out Paul. And she goes, oh, your name's on the list. I'm like, oh God, Paul, you didn't put our name on the list. I'm sorry. Yeah, we'll just go. No, it's fine. Come on in.
Yeah.
Knew nobody at this thing.
Like you guys looked like I assume I'm never gonna know anybody these things
Mm.
because I'm obviously, as you know, not from here. But you 3 like looked and could
That was
not.
a shocking thing because you go anywhere in Manitoba, you know someone.
High school reunions.
Right? You
If
turn
you
the
had-
corner and it's like, oh man,
If
it's
you guys had
so-and-so.
talked to somebody, I bet you within 5 minutes you would have found a
Maybe
common
maybe
link.
like a Kevin Bacon connection type
Yes.
deal, but like not
No, and it
not
was
like
bizarre.
you look around and you're like, I recognize that
Because this
face.
was the south end of the city too. You know, Pat, you're a south ender.
I
I've spent some
for sure
time
I
in
thought
the
I'd know
south end.
someone.
We thought we'd all know someone there for sure. Not a soul.
And so we started having fun. I think at one point we were the only ones on the dance floor.
Yes.
We memorized the name of the bride and groom because their name was on a poster. I went to the bathroom. Groom walks in.
You and I talked to him. He was
Yeah.
in the middle.
No,
the
you
middle
did something
pissing
better
stall.
after. So,
Oh, that's
yeah. So
right.
I'm taking a leak, and he lines up, and I go, I think his name was, let's just say John.
I thought it was Brian.
Brian, something. Okay, Brian. We'll go with Brian. I go,
Two of the
Brian,
most generic names. you could
Brian,
possibly call.
hell of a social man. He's like, yeah, thanks for coming, man. Thanks, appreciate your support. Okay, Brian, calm down. Okay, look,
When
we
they
don't know
when
you, Brian.
people don't know people, they tend to overdo
Yeah.
the thank you. So I always enjoy that very much.
Yeah, and then we always felt like we were committing a crime being there knowing them. We felt like we were going to get caught and we were going to get thrown out.
Meanwhile, you're paying.
Yeah.
Like, you're spending money.
And we weren't disruptive.
They're benefiting.
Oh,
from
you're
our
not just
presence.
paying to get in. The prizes were solid.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was out there being like, maybe. I mean, it would be problematic if, like, I have to go up to get a TV and they're like, who the fuck is this guy?
Doesn't matter.
Like, big time.
happens
Who
a
the
lot
fuck
at
is this
socials,
guy?
though. It happens all
Everyone's
the time.
clapping like, I don't fucking.
And then they pulled the prizes. None of us won. Sad face.
Bullshit.
And they're like, okay, let's just get out of here. Let's just leave. And Jordan goes, 1 sec. And he walks up to the bride and groom, looks them dead in the eye, shakes their hand. Congrats, guys. Can't wait for the big day. And we leave. Can't wait for the big day. Like, we're going to go.
I couldn't wait. So I,
Very exciting. Got to know them.
This
you have
just
to-
makes
you-
me miss socials more.
you have to commit to the bit.
Oh.
Like, if you have to like triple down, because what are they gonna say? Like, yeah, we don't know you. That's way too awkward.
Yeah.
It's so much easier for someone to be like, yeah, thanks, right? Like, most people take the path of least resistance. So if you just go in with like all the confidence in the world, you can do almost anything.
That's a sales trick, eh?
Yeah, that sounds like
It's not a
sales
trick. It's really how I got
Strategy.
I just try to help people with their needs. That's all.
That's how we got a Jag. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, that was smart investing in
God.
the cannabis bubble.
You should have just gone with what I said.
No, I'm serious.
It's a weed car.
I was serious. Kind of. When,
You got a drug car?
when Trudeau was starting to, I'll just keep this quick. When Trudeau was starting to like talk about running for prime minister, I put some money down on like cannabis futures, and that paid for most of that.
That's
car.
not where I thought that was going, but
Yeah,
No,
I was about to
have
say
I
you
never
could become
told you
North
guys?
End Jordan right
Have I
away.
never told you guys that's how I got it?
No,
I mean,
never
my
knew.
job's like good, but I'm. It's not like it's not Jaguar good. Like,
So
it's-
what you're
it's a good
saying
job.
is, in a few weeks, we should ask you how much money you make every year before taxes, is what you're saying.
No.
Okay, fair, okay.
Because I'll have to. Then I'll think about how much I make after taxes, and that makes me cry
Okay, all right.
because the government kills us.
So yeah, I Matt, you do say that though. I am really itching to see people again.
They've reconstructed all the dance floors I set on fire.
Yo, I took that so seriously. I was like, really? Did they now?
What happened to them?
What are we talking? Vinyl flooring?
I will say, Matt.
You guys boot scoop boogie like mother. I'm trying to make a conscious effort to swear less on the podcast.
Did you get a comment from someone?
No, I self-assessed. As you
Okay.
know, I try to do that a lot.
You're always trying to better yourself.
You dance like a crazy person.
Yeah, that's how you
In a
don't
good
throw
way.
up at the end of the night when you drink as
Sweat
much
it out.
as I
You
do.
working
That's
some
what I
pals
do.
off?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because you guys boot scoop boogie like you're trying to make it onto like so you think you can dance. Like you are.
So you think you could dance wishes they gave me on their show?
I couldn't think of like a country version
can't
of
wait.
that.
If they put us on so you think you can dance and we bust out the boot scoop boogie, we're getting booed off that.
What if we
stage.
do it all together?
I was thinking
Like,
we'd
what
be
if
more
it's
like
not just if it's just Matt? It might be like sad funny or like awkward funny. If it's us four and we're doing it seriously, I think it's like
No, it's gonna be
maybe
that
it's better
one.
if it is just Matt.
Anytime you watch that or American Idol, right about at the middle part of the show, they always bust out like look how sad these guys are.
The person
Yeah,
we're all
right.
supposed to laugh at.
Yeah, that one.
Like,
that's
yeah,
us.
but then they
When
end up
we
like
open the commercial
and they
break.
end up like William Hung,
Yeah. Well,
she bangs.
and he
she
gets
bangs.
to sing Roll Canada at the
Never
Blue
forget
Jays
that.
game
well, I mean,
and
he
throw
really?
the pitch out. I was there.
That's why Toronto's a joke of a city.
It was awesome. $2 entrance.
did he throw off the bump or in front of the bump?
What is William Hung? He threw it from the outfield. Fucking perfect shot. Fucking four-seam gasser down the pipe. Why do you think Vernon Wells left that season? William Hung.
embarrassed. Just got embarrassed by William Hung.
Hung was coming in to throw people out and bunt.
I just visualizing William Hung throwing a dart from center field right
While humming,
Well,
she bangs.
yes, and those awful shirts he wore too. He was awesome. That guy was the best because they're like, oh, so what do you do for? Oh, I'm going to school to be an architect. And like, oh, how's that going? He's like, oh, I fail a lot of classes, but I'm really trying to persevere. That's crazy.
I wonder if I would actually wonder. I bet you the guy is kind of sharp, but maybe he failed like due to the language barrier.
That's possible. Yeah.
I mean, sings one hell of a Ricky Martin song.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
If you do it that good, like if you're that good at one thing, like just run with it, man. Oh, and throwing a ball from center field.
But one thing that I'm good at is making transitions. So let's transition.
I suggested a transition to you.
Yeah, but
and you spit in the face of
but
it.
you got adding the William Hung thing really ruined it because I was going to talk about socials that were a bygone
So your
era.
transition is trashing my transition.
Yes. So you know what a bygone era was? blockbusters. Did anybody else watch that documentary about the last blockbuster?
Yes.
I started watching it. It brought up too many memories.
Was it too hard?
It was
PTSD?
hard. It's difficult. Man.
PTSD?
I saw the cases, and oh man, that's.
Although
I
they
can
did
still feel the dust
They
on
did
me.
talk about like the clicking and
Oh.
the noises, and I was like, I could. Just
There's a
the-
satisfaction to
Yeah.
putting a disc back
was
in
very
the
visceral.
like circular holding
Well,
slot.
I could tell you
The
the
tapes,
ASMR
too.
of checking in
Click.
movies. So you would check them in, and you would build them up, and then
And you'd make sure they're not fucked up, right? You'd have to
so
look at each one,
you
clean
pop
it.
them open, you
Yeah.
clean it. Come on now.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Sorry.
We got paid minimum wage.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna clean your disc. All right. So no, you open them up. You check to see if there's any gashes in the disc itself. But then you pile them up, but you don't close them. Right. Then you take them over and you scan them, and then you press them all down at the same time.
What a noise that must have been.
Oh,
It's yeah.
There's there's a sweetness to that I can envision in my brain. Like that's one of those things where you have an 8-hour shift and that makes it all
It just,
okay.
but watching the documentary, it was just so sad knowing that they could have bought Netflix at one point.
But then I don't think Netflix would have been Netflix.
No,
I think like
that's
you
the
almost
thing.
need the people who did Netflix to make it what it is now.
and also Blockbuster was already transitioned to like the mail-in, and they would have been a streaming service.
I couldn't
eventually.
believe-
that's what
They
Netflix
had
was.
started their streaming.
Netflix
service.
started off as a vending machine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were Redbox basically.
I couldn't believe that going to no late fees killed them. But then I'm thinking about it.
They dropped their business 2/3.
Well, then you buy you rent something. I'm not bringing this back. The DVD would cost $30. I'll rent it for $10. Never bring it back.
and then they went to 30 days no late fees.
yeah.
Looking back, right? I think if you had like modern sensibilities, you have people sign up with a membership, like a legit membership with a credit card, and then you go no late fees.
Right.
Like a gym membership.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think at the time, like the online era wasn't really. It's so much easier to do like. If you go online, you put in your credit card, and then if you fuck up, they just cancel or they charge your credit card. But back in the day, like, can you imagine sitting there and someone's like with one of those like slidey machine things, and they're like, "All right," and it's like has your carbon like paper thing.
But they came back. That was the thing. You had for your membership, you needed a driver's license,
Right.
and all that. And we would track that. We would put your driver's license number in there,
Right.
And if you built up enough debt with us, yeah.
What's enough? Like when
creditors are coming.
is
yeah,
Blockbuster
it's been
knocking on the
collections.
door?
Collections would come. That's for
And you know
sure.
what's funny? That probably costs more money too, because you're paying collection agents. Like, think about what the cost would be to have a collection agent go to a house or go to a place of residence and try to get that money back. And then you're talking about probably court. Like, how much money? Like, I'm talking thousands of dollars
they
of late
lost
fees would
tons of
make it
money.
worth. It's just one of those things where like as simple as being like, we just need to have your credit card on file, probably saves their business model for a little longer until streaming comes into play.
All I cared about in that documentary, I thought of all like.
I
how
love the
could they
business
start-
side of it. It's like what
the
made me
business
love
side-
the founder. I loved it just for the business
like-
side of it. Even though I
the
knew
McDonald's
it, but,
part?
Yeah,
That was a
incredible.
good documentary.
I watched those
Or
movies really for the business side, and then I'm like,
And
eh.
I enjoyed the business part, but they were talking about. There's one thing they mentioned in the documentary that I was like, the smell.
Yep.
Yeah.
yeah,
there
there's
was
a smell to a blockbuster.
Yeah.
It's like there's a smell to a Subway.
yeah.
Yeah,
Very
exactly.
much
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you walk out of Subway and you're like, I still smell
I
like
smell
Subway.
like this for the next 12
Now,
hours.
James, were you
Shower doesn't
working
even
for
stop it.
Blockbuster when they were all closing, or was it before?
No, I got out just before.
Because
and I
the-
say it
You
like
make it
I
sound
was-
like the mafia.
Yeah.
I got out just before.
Right before the investment went to shit, I got out.
Yeah, Fat Tony was knocking down my door every day.
Yeah, as a 19-year-old punk, I saw the writing on the wall, and I said, "You know what? This is a sinking ship. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go work at Maple Leaf Foods
Yeah, I was gonna say, where'd
in
you
the
go
shipping
to
dock in 5 degrees. Yeah, that was a career choice.
Because you know what?
I was really looking out
Everyone
for.
needs meats.
Yeah,
But you
well,
know
Meats
what?
are never going to go out
I
of
say
the
that because the best part about Blockbuster, and it's horrible to say, when they were closing, Matt, remember when we went there and we just raided their stash?
Yeah.
You could buy like 6 DVDs for like $10.
Yep.
I remember being so what I would do is when a new video game was released, I would wait outside in the summer in the morning and be like, it's fucking 9:55. Open the door. Let's go. Metal Gear
could rent
Solid
this-
3
And you could
is
rent
out.
a system. Did you ever rent a system?
No, I had the systems.
Yeah, we never rented the system, but I know guys who like would rent the system.
See, that's
I've rented N64s. I remember that.
That's
the old
I could
slumber
get that
party.
if you're just exactly. Yeah. So I would go in and it would be like you'd get the game, and then I was also the guy who like would ask them when a game's coming back. He'd be like, "It's due in Sunday, every hour on Sunday, hour by hour. It's back yet? Nope. Okay. Is it back yet? Nope. Okay.
I felt like
Is it
I felt like such a loser at one point because I discovered Entourage when Entourage was cool. Remember that?
Yeah.
I showed up
Entourage
three
is so
times.
cool.
3 times in one day.
Like series.
First season. Came back second season. Third season.
Wow.
Boom! Just crushed with
Remember when you had to do that? Like now you're
I
just
watched-
like, oh, I guess I'll just watch. You
I
just
watched
watch it all
Weeds
up.
100% through Blockbuster.
Good show.
Great show.
Underrated show.
Yeah, it was just like
Tons of boobs
it was
in it,
such a
too.
like, and they made
That's a sign of a good show.
Yeah.
they made like
Game of Thrones.
they made a big deal like how it's like Netflix and chill is not the same as going to Blockbuster on a like if you plan a whole date, just go to Blockbuster, pick a movie.
Yeah.
That's when you get to know each other.
Grab some snacks.
Grab some snacks, come back, watch the movie, and I mean, bow chicka wow wow, no big deal. But felt like it was more of a process.
Okay, with all due respect, you had some sort of interaction with a female through a Blockbuster movie.
What?
Like
What?
that you're inferring like
You banged after watching a...
I was trying to be very open-minded to. I was saying
like,
like,
I-
no,
like
I was saying not even like I'm not even saying like sex. I was saying like because how old you were. Like you
Yeah.
even did you make out to a Blockbuster movie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I can honestly say I never. I would feel like
My
when
wife
would
and I would
Blockbuster go down?
consistently... And the only reason I
would've
can say
been-
this is because my parents...
This is what I'm saying.
You
I-
were still
let
in
them
high
finish.
school when Blockbuster.
Exactly. So I never really like that. Was
was on the
just,
edge.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I understand because I was saying in my brain I was like, no, I've never like gone to Blockbuster as a way to like make an excuse to hang out with a girl, but I think that's because I was like just too young.
It was a very cheap date when you're in high school. It's like a $10 video. Bring them back, watch the movie.
And
talk.
you're a cheap fuck.
Yeah.
Because we would always get 2 movies.
Yeah.
The
Were
one
you
you
guys
wanted to
big-
watch, and then you throw in the
Were
second
you
one,
guys
and that's when
big
you get
tomfoolery in a movie theater, people?
No.
No.
Yeah,
No.
see, we were
Movies-
monsters, and I
movies
look
were
back
too
and
expensive in theaters to do anything.
I
but
look
watch
back
the
and
movie.
I'm so embarrassed at how I've acted. Like I've acted over the years in movie theaters. Like I've ruined movies for people, and not just for eating popcorn. Like for other things entirely.
See, you talk about the price of movies. That's why I worked at Blockbuster.
What was your discount?
You get 10 free rentals a week.
What?
A week?
A week.
There's not enough
Oh.
movies.
Yeah, there is.
We would get the new movies sometimes a month before release date, so we used to be able to watch it, and then so you could at least have some consumer knowledge of it. The only thing that was a kick in the pants was video games. No, you couldn't touch them before release dates.
that's
You could
lame.
not touch them.
But how would
And
you
then
even-
You had to wait. If you wanted that game, you had to pay for it for the first month.
But what if? Okay, but how would you? So you could take it even though someone might come in and want it.
What do you mean?
Like, couldn't a customer come in and be like, "Why the fuck is Driver 2 not? Wow, what a pull! Why isn't Driver 2 not here?"
Yeah, because it's in
game,
the
by the
back.
way.
I already checked it out for
I
me.
would fight you. Like, I would reach over the counter at the age of 12 and do my utmost to hurt you if I found out that you were the guy. Oh, I've been lied to. I guarantee you guys like, nope, not back yet. Oh, it's already gone. That's the fucking guy who worked there.
See, but you weren't respected enough. I mean, if you're one of the regular customers,
I called every hour.
you didn't have to do that if you're one of the regulars. You could call in and say, "Hey, I'm looking for this movie. Could you let me know when it comes in?" And there's a little list that
No,
we'd
I
write
can't
down. We'd
trust
call
them.
them. We'd say,
No,
"Hey,
you
Susan."
cannot trust someone with something that important.
Susan. A lot of Susans.
All right,
for sure.
so-
Trust you. You know what? I think you would have
Let him
understood.
finish. Let him finish.
Those people, they wouldn't have understood. They would have understood how much it mattered to me, how much I cared.
All right, so let's transition out of that. Jordan's getting upset, so it's
never
good time
fucking
to
get it.
end. So
And Driver 2 was
I think
so
now is
underrated.
time for some beer time. James will walk you through this. We drink a beer,
Weird,
we talk about it, we give a rating on 5. Hopefully you have it on tap. Jordan always forgets to say it.
Chase Go 55.
Yeah,
Got
there
it
it
before
is.
I forgot.
And then we'll get to beer news, which we'd make Jordan look up now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And so Matt, you're 2 in.
I'm a good producer.
So let's
I'm
you lead us
1
off.
and a half
You
in.
lead us in.
Alabama's in overtime.
I'm gonna lead you in.
Matt, Alabama's in overtime.
No, they lost in overtime by 10.
Okay, can we just focus here? Come on.
Sorry.
I am focused on
What
the
would
dollar
you
I
do with the
lost.
drunken? Okay, go.
So Jordan has been saying for like 3 weeks, somebody should do the Irish Red from Nonsuch.
It's so good.
How have we not
Even
done the
Johnny
Irish
drinks
Red
it.
from Nonsuch? So I'm doing the Irish Red from Nonsuch.
Nice.
And coming in at 5%, it's an Irish Red. There's not a lot of Reds in the city. 7 Stab from Barnheimer is probably... it's for sure the best one in the city in my opinion. This one, you know what? This is giving it a bit of a run. It's a little less smooth because it's a little bit more malty, but you get the nice caramel that you would get from a red. This is a little boozy. Considering it's only 5%, it has like a booze burn a little bit, which I kind of liked.
Okay.
It burns down in your tummy. I like it.
Burns down your tummy.
Warm me up on a cold night.
You get multi-sweetness too, which I feel like you don't get as much of out of the...
Multi-sweetness.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Malts can be sweet.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Whatever, man.
Idiots.
So I read a couple of beer articles. Whatever. Yeah, so on Untapped, follow me at GanyeMatt.
How many teas?
2.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to give this...
You want to take this one, James?
What, the 2 T's?
Fuck, he's never allowed to do that again.
Yeah, that was
Pat, can
awful.
you do
that
it?
stuff. I'm not the hype
2
guy.
teas!
Thank you, Patrick.
You know what? I'm gonna go and actively look up what I gave 7 stars.
Oh, that's great podcasting.
Yeah,
Yeah, go do
because I
that.
didn't do that before, and now
guess it.
I'm just gonna talk while I do it, and it's fine. It's gonna work. Like, you guys don't even know.
So while Matt's looking this up,
I already found it.
Okay.
oh,
So I gave 7 stab a 4. I feel like this is just below a 4, so I should have just
Nope,
given it.
you didn't do 7 stabs, so.
Huh?
Oh, you're talking. Oh, you're comparing.
Comparing.
I just looked it
Oh,
up.
sorry,
I
I'm
just
sorry.
actively said I
Sorry,
looked it up.
Sorry.
figureitout.com, Patrick.
I'm gonna give it a 3.75, which was what I would have given it even before looking at my 7 stab.
Good thing you took the time to do that then.
Fuck you.
That's fair.
But you gonna be the swearing guy now? You've been on fire today.
I know. I don't know. I didn't.
still like you.
I've
I
been
still
really
like you.
good at not swearing in front of my kids lately.
Oh,
so
you
I
know what?
guess
This
like
is
as
a-
soon
this
as
is
they're
a
not
fair
around,
outlet.
I'm just
This is a fair outlet.
Because I was bad for like a month there. My wife was like,
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to take it down 50%.
yeah, and even my oldest kid, he's 4. I'll say like shit, and he'll be like, we don't say that, and I'm like, sorry, man, sorry.
What a narc.
All right. So
It's a
James,
knock.
He's a
we
knock.
will now go to
Eons ago.
young James. What are you drinking tonight, James?
A little bit
like a
of
shitty
Channel
rapper.
Marker light lager from Lake of the Woods.
So good.
Thankful for Matt to bail me out here after I was set up for a very, very
Nice
crude
guy, Matt.
prank.
Well,
bailed
that
me
was
out.
only part 1. Pat had a 10-part prank.
I'm sure he does. I'm
Yeah.
sure he does.
It was an axe.
So I gotta say, this is sessionable beer.
Nice word.
It is. No, it's good. It's a light lager, so it tastes light, tastes fresh.
But it's more than that.
I'll take your word for it because I'm not a huge light lager guy.
Lagers are the most overrated craft beer thing.
Have
of
you
all
had this
time.
one?
Yes. It's incredibly like why make a lager?
I don't know if there's overrated lagers. I mean, it's a pretty basic beer, but no, this is pretty good. I like it. It's got that little bit of a bitter finish at the end of
Yes,
it.
it
does. So it does kind of remind me of my IPAs, which I do like.
Everyone's impressed. Everyone's impressed with
I know.
James Acumal.
Yeah. No.
Listen
I
to
know
the
some
show
things. I
before.
know some things.
Fan of the show.
I've been known to drink a few drinks in my past, but responsibly.
Mostly
Your
rye.
past was fucking yesterday.
How many ryes did you have yesterday, James?
It's bourbons. I've graduated to bourbon.
Oh,
I'm
you're a
an adult
bourbon guy now.
I'm an adult now.
On the rocks,
I was
I'm
bought watermelon whiskey on the weekend, and it was delicious.
I actually got a good tip. I know this is a beer podcast, but I'm going to
No, we're essentially an alcohol podcast.
Yeah, no, I got a good tip at my local LC. One of their brand guys came up to me and was like, "Oh, bourbon guy." Eh? And I'm like, "Yeah." And he's old fashioned, perchance, and I was like, "Yep, I like them on the rocks." And he's like, "All right, how do you make it?" And then right away, Marissa butt in and blah 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 blah, took over the conversation. But good tip that he had for mixing, a little bit of Grand Marnier in your bourbon,
interesting.
This is my dad's,
With some bitters.
That is Bill Schofield's go-to.
and he wasn't wrong.
Damn.
Oh yeah, was
It
it
was,
wrong?
it was
Yeah?
delicious.
You know,
Alright, so
something
what
about a
would you-
rum review or a rye review makes
one day.
makes some sense.
All right, James, what would you give that? What would you rate that?
I'm gonna give it a 3. It's middle of the road for me. Like I said, someone who
Slander.
likes
Fucking slander.
That sounds like someone who rates their beers accurately.
Yeah, I don't. I
Well,
don't
you know what?
dislike it.
I
It's just
think
not
I'm
my
gonna be
lane.
okay with this edition. That's a good rating.
Lake of the Woods, I gave it a 4, I think. So
Whoa.
You're
come
a
to me.
drunk.
That's too high.
No, it's like one of the best lagers you're gonna drink.
There is no good craft beer lager. They all
except
taste
that
like
one.
you can get cheaper.
All right, Jordan, if you're going to continue to speak, can you just do your beer review, please, dear God?
Fine.
I'm gonna
I
look
will-
up what I
one
gave it
day
now.
I will go down my path of rage about craft beer lagers and join all the other rage.
You should
paths.
drink one on the show.
Arvid
Fraud.
insists. No, I don't waste my money.
Jordan, what beer are you drinking
Actually,
today?
I was starting to do the beer.
Yeah, I
review.
know. That's why I
All
was
right.
like, focus, man.
Humulus Ludicrous.
Give it 3.5, just for the record.
Humulus Ludicrous from Half Pints. Matt told me that this was, quote, incredible. And if he says that about a double IPA, I think it's you kind of got to go down that road. So this is a beer that has stuff in it. Malted barley, yeast. You know, I can never find on the can like where the ingredients are, so I
could
find
read it beforehand before
Especially
we
with
go
your
on there.
malted
iron
barley,
injury.
yeast, Cascade. This is Michael Jordan flu game level toughing through it right now. Cascade and Centennial hops and water. So this is a super interesting DIPA because I have almost no bitterness. It's almost like sweet in a weird way,
Because it's more malty than
which
most
is
IPAs.
super up my alley. I mean, Matt does all the
It actually is, though. It's a maltier
yeah.
IPA.
So it's like fantastic. I would put it up there with like Kilter level stuff.
Yep.
I also really
That's
enjoy
the
the fact
OG
that
double.
it's 8%. Like that just warms my heart. So this is honestly as good as I've had in a while. I'll give it a 4.25.
Whoa!
Like this is.
Did you
I
say
don't
the
like
IBUs on
bitter.
that?
Yeah, 100.
Yeah.
I don't like bitter, and this is not bitter. Like this is a crushable 8% double IPA, which I think is like
Danger
deserves to be very much applauded. So
Welcome
JSCO 55.
to
I'll tack a
the
4.25 on
danger
this
zone.
thing, and I'll pass it over to Pat to close out the beer review.
All right. I am drinking the small batch Torque release, the Dill Pickle Gose.
Silver can, Pat. You know what that means.
It's trouble. You know what? Matt watched me drink the first sip of it, and it was a gong show to watch. But as you drink it, it gets a little bit better as you go. So Torque put out a Dill Pickle
Most
Gose.
Dill Pickle beers, that's what happens.
Yeah, it's a 7 IBU, a 4.4% ABV. This is like really smooth drinking a little bit, I find. It's got that Gose like salt at the start. You really taste it, and then right at the end it kicks your ass with dill pickle. Like I'm talking, leans you over, takes a running jump, and just kicks you right in the ass as hard as it can.
I love.
I thought you were going.
I know. I did not think that's what you were gonna say.
But just
Yeah.
big. You remember the big boot from The Simpsons when they were in Australia?
Oh yeah.
I thought you were just gonna
Great
use a
episode.
wrestling reference.
No, and he just booted him as hard. You could boot him as hard as you can in the ass. That's what I felt this did.
That is one of the best Simpsons episodes of all time, in my
Oh,
opinion.
yeah.
in Australia.
When he's
Not
jumping
in
back.
America.
U.S., Australia, U.S., Australia.
Or
gets
when,
punched
or
in
when the
face.
toilet
In
starts
America,
turning
we do
around
not
and he-
handle that kind
And
of
he
stuff.
salutes it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
no,
missing the good
all-time
reference for
great
your
episode.
podcast itself.
What's that?
I'll have a coffee. You mean
Beer?
bear? Coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not a knife. This is a knife. No, that's a spoon. Oh, I've seen you play knifey spoony before. But anyway, so
Yeah, watching that one, I
Dill Pickle
finished
goes
this up, that's for
that's
sure.
all I can really say about it. Just kind of kicks in the ass with Dill Pickle at the end. It's pretty solid. Originally, it was going to be a 2 out of 5, but as I've drank it, it's gotten better. I'm going to give this a 3 out of 5 on Untappd. You can follow me at Pat Gagne.
That's low.
Yeah,
for you. That's low.
That is low.
That's
Just-
like a 2.25.
I'm also
Jordan.
not. I'm also
or
not.
2.25 James.
I'm also not a Dill Pickle guy, not a huge Dill Pickle fan. So recap, Torque, Dill Pickle Gose, I gave it a 3 out of 5 on Untappd. You can follow me at Pat Gagne. Matt had the Nonsuch Irish Red 3.75 on Untappd, at Matt Gagne on Untappd. James, this is going to be a long review. Here we go. Channel Marker from Lake of the Woods. He gave it a 3 on 5. You can follow him on Untappd. I have no idea because he didn't say it, but he's a rookie, so it's okay.
I just don't want to say it because when I created my Untappd, I wasn't really thinking I'd be on a podcast at some
What's
point.
the name?
Is
it bad?
Yeah, it's JC Sizzle.
No, is it bad like embarrassing, or is it like bad like my PlayStation username?
No, it's JC Sizzle.
JC
Sizzle?
Amazing. JC Sizzle on Untappd. JC
You
Sizzle.
know what we did?
And Jordan had the Humulus Ludicrous from Half Pints. Yeah, he gave it a 4.25 on Untappd. You can follow him at GSCO55.
If I remember right, James got bullied into making an Untappd, I think.
yeah.
I think it was because we all did, and we were like, James, you should do it. And he's like, I really don't
Great
want to.
revenge.
James, you should do it.
J
Okay, I'll
Sizzle.
do it.
JC Sizzle.
JC Sizzle.
Love it. All right,
Fucking
and now we
big-time
throw it to
wrestling
Jordan for the Winnipeg Beer News of the Week.
Thank you, Patrick. James's favorite brewery, Barnhammer Brewing, has come out with the Arvensis. Good, we're back to tough names. That's fantastic. It's a Philly sour brewed with a bouquet of gin botanicals for a fresh, herbaceous, and floral beer. I have one of these in my basement. I am probably, not Barnhammer's fault, gonna hate it because I hate gin. But it was interesting,
I love
so I had
gin.
to try it. Brazen Hall has a Bruisey lunch coming up. Kickoff on April 3rd. Don't know much more about that, so I'm just going to move on and act like I do. New County Sour. We're back. Trans-Canada is back. This is a tangerine County Sour. I'm not a big citrus guy, but...
Is it clementine or is it
I think it's tangerine. Is it clementine?
I think it's clementine.
Ah, shit. Well,
It's right in front of you, so I don't know what your deal is.
no, that was the post teasing
Oh.
it. Yeah. Fog Machine is back. Double IPA. Cashmere. I didn't know cashmere was a hop. I thought that was...
Everything's a hop.
I guess. That's fair. I also posted it twice, so good for me. Brazen Hall has come up with the Roll With It. It's a wheat beer. Flavors of clove, citrus, lemon, and a hint of banana. Think of this as like a lighter hef, for those of you who are wondering what that would be like. TransCanada has a coffee beer, so joining the long line of people right at the end who've done that. It's going to be called the Empty Cup. It's a cold brew coffee stout, 7%, in a small can, so feel free to pick that up if you're
7%,
interested.
that's a pretty hefty coffee stout, though.
Yeah, that'll be up there. That'll be near the top. And yeah, you guys are right. Clementine sour, absolutely correct. On top of that, we got the dry hop sour from Nonsuch. Someone posted the Brazen Hall thing twice. I'm trying to sort through all the posts that have nothing to do with beer. Torque came out with the Hazy Pale Ale, the Mint Chocolate Imperial Stout, and the Dill Pickle Gose that Pat talked about. This was a long one this week.
I got them all, and yet, no, Jordan, I didn't ask if you wanted any. And I'm not sorry.
I respect that.
Fuck you.
Honestly, I do. I respect that.
I'm a selfish beer buyer.
Nonsuch is coming out with the I'm just going to go past that like you didn't say it. With the root beer, it's a small batch, but I love the fact that so this is no barrel, crisp malty caramel biscuit notes. So that's like a super good dark beer. Root beers in general. And then finally, Brazen Hall has a couple test batches, aptly named New England IPA number 1 and New England IPA number 2. So real effort put in on the naming there. But I'm glad that Brazen Hall is starting to get in the test batch game as well. So Pat, back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Jordan. Always entertaining as shit. So we will take a break, and when we come back, it's WrestleMania season, people, and we have a very special Flight and a Pint coming up next. And welcome back. So back. Super back.
Fuck, you say that every time.
God, we're back.
Every single time.
Jordan, we're back.
You can't think of another way to get
I just
it
like
done,
saying
can
it
you?
because
we're super back.
It's super back.
We're super back.
So,
you know there's another segment, so you knew we'd be here, but we're super back. We're back.
Yeah, so, we have decided
Mainly because we have to take a break so we can all go pee.
Yes, we are
Matt,
in...
by the way, the name of the beer was Hoshin's 11.
Hoshin's... Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, with WrestleMania season in full swing, we love WrestleMania. Royal Rumble followed by WrestleMania, greatest thing of all time. We're going to go pretty heavy with the WrestleMania content over the next couple weeks. We are adding James because you know what everybody loves, guys? Lists. Everyone loves lists.
And if you don't love lists...
I'm Simon from What Culture, and I have a list of 13 fucking things.
Anyways, so
Good every time. It's good
we
every
figured
time.
Flight and a Pint was what we enjoyed.
Simon.
We enjoyed doing that the most.
Okay, hold on.
Well,
You hate
I
Simon
don't
from
hate
What Culture?
Simon from What Culture.
Nobody hates Simon from What
He
Culture.
says I'm Simon from What Culture. Every goddamn time. We know who you are.
so consensus within the group was Flight and a Pint was our favorite segment. The other two are not dying. They will return here and there. Jordan hates the
Depends
retro
who has to
reviews.
say.
And then, so we decided, why not bring another voice in, which is one of the main reasons we brought James in. He brings in another voice as well as commitment. And he actually did research before coming into this Flight and a Pint. Jordan is currently looking at a Bleacher Report list.
Wrong. I looked at it a while ago and wrote it down.
He's not looking at it anymore.
Yeah, I'm not actively looking at it.
So
Can't look at
this
anything
week,
right now, really.
a little bit of a change in format for Flight and a Pint. Jordan, I'll throw it to you. Dial it up, dumbass.
First of all, that's not for me. Okay. Second of all, this is a monumentous Flight and a Pint because North End James is joining us. The reason I like this is a flight typically has 4 beers, and I see us as being 4 different types of beers.
Yep.
Pat is a bitter, right? James is a sour,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Matt is a IPA.
Yes, I am.
And Jordan is a strawberry cheesecake ghost because he
It's very specific.
It's so
is
sweet.
so sweet and wonderful.
accurate.
So today we're going to do a flight and a pint of, Pat, help me with this, WrestleMania things?
WrestleMania Starter
WrestleMania
Pack.
Starter Pack. Thank you. I wasn't sure how you
So
wanted
if-
it named.
So if somebody were to come up to you and be like, hey, I want to get into WrestleMania before WrestleMania, these are the things you need.
So what's going to happen in this is each of us is going to have to pick one WrestleMania performer, one WrestleMania moment, one entire WrestleMania, one WrestleMania-related celebrity, and one snack to eat while watching WrestleMania. And upon the completion, as usual, you will tell us why Jordan is right and everyone else is wrong. Pat, back to you.
So a recap: performer, moment, mania, snack, and celebrity,
Correct.
which you can pick at any time. That's what makes it a little interesting. You can pick snack at any time, and then the next person could pick a performer if you want. So that makes it fun. and I'm excited. WrestleMania season, boys.
Let's go.
Now, James, I don't want you to be intimidated. Obviously, we all have our things so far in Flying a Pint. I'm always the winner. Matt always makes one bad pick. Jordan never comes prepared. You'll find your thing. I don't think you need to worry about it.
a few not coming prepared.
I mean, how do you know if you won? We don't do winners. We will throw up a graphic, though. I'm very excited for that.
I'm a winner in my mind.
Now we have 4. We can actually do it on Instagram, too.
So in front of everybody is a folded up piece of paper with a random number on it. It will
Already looked them, too.
Oh, okay. Thanks for ruining the
Ruining the
magic.
surprise.
Ruining the magic. I am actually number 1.
Oh, man. This
Number
Mine
one.
just says go fuck yourself. I'm number 4.
Okay.
public enemy number 3 over here.
Okay.
Hey, that leaves me time to look at another Bleacher
So
Report
again,
just to make sure
Pat
I'm
is
right.
1, Matt is 2, James is 3, and Jordan is 4. I don't like that I have to pick first, but I don't think there is a.
Absolutely hate the fact that I'm 4th.
I think this is.
There is something you should pick first.
There is a person that I should pick first.
No.
Because
there is something. I'm not going to say it's a person.
you can say it, but I will. When you pick it, Matt, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. This man is known as Mr.
Well,
WrestleMania.
You're wrong. First of all,
He has put on arguably the best matches in the history of WrestleMania. 2 with The Undertaker, which I'm not going to name drop. You don't know that he has 2 matches with The Undertaker?
I do.
So Mr. WrestleMania, my performer, I'm picking performer as my first category. Shawn Michaels is my first pick in a Flight and a Pint.
the man with
WrestleMania
a
starter
6-11 record at WrestleMania.
Yeah, this was actually going to be my performer, and now I'm really
Oh,
up
so
the
you
river
were
here.
going to pick what I was going to pick?
So the guy
Did you look
who's-
at record because it's wrestling and it doesn't matter?
I looked at the record and I thought, man, this guy really helps put talent over. I mean, he's a team player. He's a company guy. There's obviously a
I'm
large
supposed
respect.
to agree with him.
Well, I mean,
But it's the right pick.
But it's hard not
It's
to.
the right pick.
It's hard not to.
It is the right-
I'll
there's-
let him lay out the resume here because it is impressive.
2 matches with The Undertaker, 1 arguably the greatest WrestleMania match of all time. A Iron Man match, which some will say is a little overrated with Bret Hart.
No. Everyone should say it's
But
overrated.
it is in wrestling folklore. He put over Stone Cold Steve Austin into the Austin era. He has a great other match, which I will not name because it goes into another category. But he is Shawn Michaels, and he comes in.
Don't you fucking stop.
He comes in every year that he's on the card and steals the show. Shawn Michaels, Mr. WrestleMania, the first pick in Flight and a Pint WrestleMania Starter Pack. Matt, I throw it to you for your pick.
I am so happy you picked a performer because that's arguably the deepest category.
I don't.
That's going to be my 4th. I think snack I'll get last because snacks are
Yeah,
so
I think
subjective.
most people are going to pick their snack last. unless
Performer first is Dum Dum Pants. That's
because
what it is.
there's for sure 4 performers that you can justify being the best performer.
Yep.
There's only one WrestleMania you can justify as being start to finish the greatest WrestleMania of all time, and that is my next pick. That is WrestleMania 17 X7.
That's what I would have picked.
That, you know what? That,
TLC 2.
Yeah.
Austin Rock, that was 2. Yeah.
yeah,
Austin
that
Rock
was the
2.
second of the trilogy, yeah.
You have the gimmick battle royal.
so fun.
Like, it's top to bottom, it is the most watchable WrestleMania ever.
Matt, WrestleMania X7. Who won the gimmick battle royal?
The Iron... No.
Yeah, the Iron Sheik. And
yeah.
why did he win?
Because he couldn't go over the top rope.
They could not throw him over the top rope because it was a safety issue, so he had to win the match, which is the greatest thing ever.
He literally stands in the middle of the ring the entire match.
It's just a stacked card, like you said, Matt. Austin Rock, Benoit Angle, Triple H Taker, the street
Disavow.
the street fight between the McMahons, TLC2.
That's the one I forgot. The McMahon.
It's
street
just
fight.
it's great, Matt. That is the correct WrestleMania.
the
to pick
huge
first.
huge swerve ending.
Absolutely, yeah. It
I
was.
mean, everybody saw it coming, but it was still like it was still a
top
swerve.
to bottom, probably the most solid. WrestleMania.
And yeah, like after that, there's a severe drop off after that.
I would
That's
say
why
so.
I don't
needed-
think so.
I think
Okay,
so.
you're just looking at a Bleacher Report list, anyways.
No, I'm
James,
not.
you're up next. Third pick, Flight and a Pint WrestleMania Starter Pack.
Well, since you stole my first pick there, and I was feeling really confident with Shawn Michaels, I figured someone would take a certain other performer before that. But
Thank you for not name
I'll
dropping.
bounce off of that. And even though I don't care for the match itself, I don't care for a lot of his previous matches lately, but I got to respect the man's career. The streak is over.
Yeah.
At WrestleMania 30.
Great moment. That's a great moment.
It's a great moment. Everybody
Thought I
remember-
was getting
Okay,
Remember
so
that.
we're saying that not the person. The
No,
streak
the
is
streak.
over.
The moment.
The ending of the streak by Brock Lesnar.
Illustrated by what image, James?
The meme seen around the world many times, the guy with the absolute stunned face and his eyeballs popping out of his head.
Amazing.
Because it was
Is that the
unreal.
meme? I thought it was the meme where Brock's laughing sitting up and
That's
then
part
Undertaker
of it as
gets
well.
up
That's
and
a
he's
gif.
laughing.
That's a funny gif, but everybody remembers.
Oh, meme. Yes, you're right. That's a
Everybody
gift.
remembers that image.
Were we
It's-
all
yeah.
were we all watching together when that happened?
No. I wasn't there.
You were
for
not
that.
there.
I was there. I
What
was
year was
not
that?
in the room.
Yeah.
What WrestleMania was that?
30,
Where are we at now in WrestleManias?
37.
No, that was just before my time.
Yeah, I think it was. We all looked at each other and we thought it was a botch. We thought that he hit 3 and we're like, well, that's wrong. That shouldn't have happened.
Maybe it was a botch.
It was not.
I think Undertaker wishes it was a botch. I think looking back, he regrets not having that in his back pocket.
The moment outweighs the match because the match itself was not good because Taker got conkied right away.
I think the moment is a moment because Undertaker lost, not because Brock won, and I think that means you made the wrong decision.
Very quickly, Brock Lesnar, right person in the streak. Jordan?
No.
James?
Sure.
Matt?
Yes, absolutely.
I would agree with yes.
No.
At the time.
Nope,
Who else would you have?
no. Because you don't need... Why would you need to further Brock by having him beat Undertaker? What does that do?
And that's where I think you're wrong. I think ending the streak shouldn't have made somebody. Ending the streak should have solidified somebody
That's the
as a
whole
legend.
reason it's there.
No, and anytime they've had those big moments with their older wrestlers, it's always been someone who's been a part of that journey to kind of put them.
I also think Brock didn't deserve it. There's other people who should have ended his streak over
Cena.
Brock.
No.
No. I think Triple H is a guy who could
You
have
will
ended
not
his
slander the
streak.
good name of John
I agree
Cena.
because Triple H has been a part of it. But
No,
like,
but
Brock
Triple H-
is too part-time for me. Like, I don't respect it at all. I hated that when it happened. And I wasn't even watching wrestling at the time. And
I think it's most believable that
I still
Brock
hate it to
ended
this day.
I think the lead up,
Absolutely
I
hate
think
it.
Brock's booking up until then was not that strong. I think they wanted to keep him as that big draw, and I think that's how you do it.
Yeah, and it carried momentum for Brock afterwards too. When you look at it,
Exactly.
he's still kicking around as that world beater, man.
And he always has that to tip his cap to.
that moment, that image, that yeah.
And the second best part of that match, other than the meme guy, was Paul Heyman selling that
for
victory.
me, Brock Lesnar is one of the I don't get it. He's one of the least interesting wrestlers to me because there's no dynamic to him. He's just a dude who runs around and smashes people. There's no emotional element. There's no drama.
like
There's
this.
no
Now
can he
it's 3
do
against
it?
1. Jordan
No,
is
that's
super
fine.
wrong now.
No, it's true. Brock Lesnar is a one-sided. He's never changed his. He's in the last how many years? All he is an ass kicker.
Yeah, but I disagree. Any match that he's put on in a big main event, he's worked with that guy. People talk about the great respect Brock has for other wrestlers in that locker room.
But don't you want to see a guy who can move through? Like, this is why I respect Chris Jericho way more than Brock ever will, because Chris Jericho has like changed with the times and been a good performer while also being a great entertainer.
But an
I don't
ass
think
kicker
Brock
translates
Brock
through
is
all
not
times.
entertaining if Paul Heyman isn't standing there.
Yeah, but that's part of the package.
yeah.
You're the WWE champion, man. You got to be a big dude. That's just the way it is, man.
I just don't see any interest. I have zero interest, especially because we know for a fact that Brock Lesnar couldn't do in real life what he claims he does in WWE anyways, because he got bitch-walked in MMA once people figured him
Well,
out.
I mean, he kind of won.
He's an NCAA champion.
One more MMA matches than I
So
did.
Kurt Angle whooped his ass.
But anyways, Jordan, to you now. 2 picks in a row. Go ahead.
I'm just going to pick, like, I'm sure there's maybe better moments you guys think, but this was, like, the moment for me. The Ric Flair retirement match.
Patty took your pick. I could get that in the 4th round.
He just reached for it.
No.
No, he didn't.
And Jordan,
No
the match,
way.
you can't pick the match. What is the moment?
The moment of Ric Flair holding Sean's pants.
No, that was Sean Taylor. You don't even know what you're talking about.
No, wait, am I mixing it up?
I'm sorry, I love you. Is
Yeah.
what you're
Yes.
looking for.
Oh, I'm sorry, I love you. Right, sorry. But yeah, basically, who was holding who's... Oh, right, Sean was holding Undertaker's pants. Fuck, sorry. Long story short, I just remember Rick, the I'm sorry, I love you, the 2 Sweet Chin Musics, the crying, the Emotion Factory. I don't... For that to be even considered past a second round moment is banana land to me. Even though the only thing that tarnishes it, in my opinion, is I think Ric Flair's retired more than only Brett Favre. But beyond that, like, I think that's...
Terry Funk has entered the chat.
Yeah, but fuck Terry Funk.
Whoa!
So I think, like, for me, it's like the Ric Flair retirement match was just an incredible match. And when you can partner him with Shawn Michaels...
when you could partner when you could partner that moment with Shawn Michaels grabbing the pants of The Undertaker to ruin Jordan's pick, it just makes it better. But anyways,
I apologize. I made a minor mistake.
You're just bitter because he.
no, I wouldn't have taken him. I have Shawn Michaels, so I wouldn't have taken that moment.
You're bullshit.
All right,
Bullshit.
Jordan, back to you for your second pick.
Okay, so I'm actually going to pick a Mania here. I'm going to pick WrestleMania 19. WrestleMania 19.
Sure.
So that's the Seattle WrestleMania.
I mean, that was on my list.
In my opinion, because I don't consider any of the old wrestling to be even watchable anymore. It's like super fucking boring.
Where's your threshold for that?
What's old wrestling?
What's
to you?
old wrestling?
Pre-Attitude Era.
Okay. We'll just
So basically up to Mania.
Like cool, a leg drop finish someone.
Like Mania 12, you're talking? Is that when?
I don't fucking know. Whatever the Attitude Era
we
was.
know.
You bring me on here to do the editing of the sounds.
I see where he's going. I think you're talking like.
I was born in
7 and
1991.
lower.
What do you want from me?
1991, good Mania.
Great Mania.
I factually.
Why did you enjoy this? What was on this Mania
I
that you
couldn't hear it
enjoyed?
in my mom's stomach, boys. I had no clue what. Was
What did you enjoy about this Mania?
I enjoyed.
in her uterus,
This was
by the way, not
Stone
her
Cold's swan song. What'd you just say, Matthew?
You were in her uterus, not her stomach.
That's just
just
anatomy.
fact.
That's just correct.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, well, I can't even
That's
argue with
science.
that.
You can't argue
That's
that.
science. So this was the Stone Cold Steve Austin swan song. A lot of us didn't know this was the last time we were going to see what some would say is like the greatest wrestler of an era, maybe the most important of all time, be the guy. So that was pretty sad. Beyond that, I'll be honest, like I just remember it for that. I don't know. Like, what do you want from me? I can't even. Sunday Night Heat was on. I'm just looking through Wikipedia. I don't know. Listen, all I know is that I remember it because Stone Cold went out.
Well, the best match on the card was HBK and Y2J. So.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
And Brock Lesnar almost broke his neck on a shooting
Listen,
star
what do
press.
you guys? What do you want from me? Usually,
I want some effort.
Hey Jordan, I need you to pick the 5 celebrities from WrestleMania. Okay, I can do that. Hey Jordan, I need you to pick one performer, one moment, one Mania, one celebrity, one snack. I got shit to do, man. I'm a big deal, and I hurt my eyes.
Jordan
I'm
played better
legally
in the
blind.
flu game. That's all I'm saying.
I'm legally blind.
Why do you like WrestleMania 19? Austin was done,
He was done.
but we're moving on. James, your next pick.
I'm gonna have to go with performer. Might be a bit of a reach here, but I'm gonna
give me
go
your
with
pen.
I'm gonna go with someone that I respect. He's kind of grown on me as a performer as he got older. Actually, Triple H. Some of the most memorable WrestleMania moments that I've had watching is some of his entrances. His entrances alone, you could create a list of that.
What a list that would be.
I bet you he has 4 of the top 10.
Absolutely, right? And everybody forgets the one where he came out King of Kings.
I love that.
And guess who
Best
was by
theme
his
song
side?
for him, by the
Alexa
way.
Bliss, Charlotte, and Sasha Banks. It was unreal. It was good.
Who was the 4th? Like, whoops.
Yeah, no.
Was there a 4th person, or was
I
it
don't
just
remember who
the
it
3?
was.
Right? But, he had one of the better matches of all time against Chris Benoit. We shouldn't...
Disavow.
Disavow.
Chris Jericho. Right? Great matches all around. He's always there. He's the horse of the company. Yes, he's got the in as,
But, I mean, after 2 amazing matches with Michaels, Taker had to face someone, and you could just have thrown anybody in there, but you threw Triple H, you knew you were going to get something good out of them. You got that end of an era match. Just he's a solid workhorse.
Triple H is your... I'm going to pull a baseball reference out. He's your 280 hitter. He's going to hit 20, 25 bombs. Probably have 90 RBI. He's going to get on base. He probably plays first base. Doesn't commit a lot of errors. Just a solid player, man.
Well, he's just that guy. You just pull in. Like, we need something that's
Yep.
a main event. Right now, we need a little bit more heat on this WrestleMania. Triple H, pick someone from the roster, and we're going to build a storyline around it.
Yep. All right, Matt, your next pick.
I am...
Nervous.
No, not at all.
Oh, wow.
This is the most confident I've been for a draft.
Wow.
Slick.
Next pick.
Well, no,
What a
'cause we're not-
performer.
We're not pulling any of us into deep waters, which is why this sucks. Sucks! Deep waters!
So, performers is deep enough that I don't need to go there yet. Celebrities,
Agreed.
I feel like I don't need to touch that.
Are you
at all.
going for snacks in the second round?
No, I'm going moments because
like, are you doing snacks?
there's already 2 moments off the board.
Matt's like Ruffles chips.
There's already 2 moments off the board. And Jordan, you just slandered early wrestling. And I am going for the moment that made wrestling a global phenomenon.
Can I guess?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, is it the Hulk Hogan slam?
It's the Hulk Hogan slam.
Hulk Hogan. That was the hot
Slam
dog.
heard around the world.
That was the hot dog they put in the
like,
crowd.
Hogan was
Actually, that's a really
big
good pick.
deal, and wrestling was picking up steam. The build to that match, everything about it. If he doesn't slam Andre, this living giant,
Is that a good
does
pick?
that that's the first iconic picture in WWE.
That
Is that a
the
good
first
pick? Hold on. Is that a good pick because you should pick it, or because like I just want to know for you, like, is that something you look back on fondly? I don't think so, right? It's a pick because like everyone knows it, and if you don't,
I'd
That
say
and also I've watched that. I've watched WrestleMania 3 out of principle. I watched it beginning to end. WrestleMania 3 is not a very good WrestleMania.
yeah, because that's the thing is like I just kind of went with like
But-
what like made me feel stuff.
And that match is not a very good match, but it makes you feel something.
Well, it's just
It's a good match in retrospect now that you know. I think if you know everything that went into it,
I think at
like
the
how
time-
Andre was fading.
I think
and
if you
stuff
watched
like
it, if you watched it live,
With
I
Con-
think you were
amazed.
ecstatic by that.
Well, I think it's just
you were
the feat
driven
of
to-
it itself, right? You think back to that time and era,
Kayfabe.
right?
Yep.
But just being able to pick someone up that large
Yeah.
over your head and then drop them down safely without breaking the dude's neck.
And now Cesaro's like, "Wee, throwing people."
and it's probably the first moment that outweighed the match. The match itself is brutal.
It's not a good match.
It's unwatchable, the match, but that one moment lives in wrestling history forever.
Yeah.
Because it's Hogan, because it's Andre, because it's that important to
Is it
wrestling
true
history.
that he called it on the fly?
They called that in the ring the
Yeah.
whole day.
That
Reading the
Andre
Andre
just
book,
said slam, and Hogan's like, "Well, fuck."
in the book, Andre's book, he said he did not speak to Hulk Hogan like until 10 minutes before the
Did
match.
Andre write his own book, or was it written for him?
It was written for him.
Okay, because I was,
There's not a typewriter.
I was
big
thinking.
enough.
No, I was gonna say. I was thinking with
the fingures
my.
you have died with
I was thinking with my.
are too large.
I was thinking with my broken
go
eyes
large.
of,
I'm not
of
gonna
reading
say-
a
I'm not gonna say
physical
that.
book for the first time in a long time, and that was on my list of what I might read is the Andre the Giant.
I'm
book.
really happy so far.
That's
I got
two great picks.
I'm ecstatic too. I think
You shouldn't be.
I disagree entirely. I feel like I've crushed it.
Now it's where there's. I don't think there's any wrong answers now. I don't think we're left with.
Oh, that's
That's
are
what
you
Pat
picking
says.
next?
Yeah,
FYI.
Yeah, so you're about to do something.
Everybody
risky.
listening,
No,
that's what Pat says before he picks something that he knows is
there's
a
two
flyer.
things from. Am I going to take the whole card or just the moment? I prefer the card, so I'm going to go WrestleMania 18 X8, which was in the Sky Dome.
I'd argue it's the third best Mania.
I'm picking that one. It's highlighted. Listen to this card. It is stacked. Icon versus Icon. Rock versus Hogan. Taker versus Flair in a really underrated Taker Flair match. Edge versus Booker T in watch it back, great match. Austin versus Scott Hall, not a great match.
Terrible match.
Terrible match, but just the two names next to each
I
other.
just
NWO
watched it.
ruins-
It's better than I remember.
Yeah, and Triple H and Jericho in a title match when Jericho's teamed up with Stephanie McMahon and that whole feud comes to an end. Great. It's a great card.
I never got on the Hulk Hogan Rock bandwagon. I've never been a Hulk guy, so even when he came back, it just never worked for me.
Now you guys can. I need to say this.
Oh boy.
So you don't have a moment. By you taking WrestleMania 18, now if you go take the moment
can't.
from that card, you can't
No, I
because you
can't.
look like an idiot.
Yeah.
I think the moment is better than the card.
Is that the moment where they're like looking at
They
each
look
other,
at each
looking
other,
at
and the crowd is going insane.
when the best part of the match is them not doing the match, I have issues with the match.
Yeah. There is. I think you're. Matt,
There's
I
still
think you
good
might be
moments
right.
out there. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
There's still good moments out there.
I think.
But-
the later I go without taking a moment, I can get away with taking a moment that's not as great to do that.
I do
think
feel
there
like
is-
that was the fourth best moment, though, available.
Okay, but I'm gonna go and I'm gonna jump on something that is clearly the best moment or the best celebrity moment out there appearance. Pete Rose at Mania 14.
Yep.
He comes out, Matt. What does he say?
Do it. I can hear it in my head.
How
right?
about it? How about it? Just chirping the Boston fans,
How
going
about
at
it?
them for everything that the misery they faced as a fan base, and then Kane for some reason a heel coming out and just tombstoning the shit out of him. Great moment, one of my favorite celebrity
And then he
moments.
comes back.
And he comes back, yeah, and it's just I think it's the best celebrity
I
moment.
believe he's been
you can get.
tombstone 3 times.
So I'm taking Pete
Once
Rose.
by the MLB.
Wow, that's true.
So then 3.
So yeah, Pete Rose being pile drived is the big moment. So Pete Rose as my
Completely
celebrity.
unwrestling related. That guy should be in the Hall of Fame, right?
That's
Absolutely.
incredibly overrated.
Absolutely.
Pete Rose, like that. I think I saw a lot of lists where that was one. Don't get it. There's like a no-brainer number one.
He was the most active, though. Like, when you think about
Yeah.
celebrities that had come a part of the WWE universe, they just weren't that.
Bad Bunny's pretty active.
Yeah, and I wish he wasn't.
No.
I am cautiously optimistic about that match. Cautiously optimistic.
This is why we don't agree
Cautiously.
on wrestling stuff.
All
a
right,
lot.
so Matt,
He's not going to go out there and be Pat McAfee.
Matt, on to you for your next pick.
All right.
So wait, Matt's gonna go twice.
No, once. Pat went twice.
When do I go again?
In a few.
3
Okay.
picks.
Sit back, buddy.
Adding
I'm gonna
James
go.
is like a fucking head knock here. I'm like, I'm
I'm
waiting
going to
here
go.
forever.
James is going to go, and then you're going to pick twice.
Gee, thank God. Okay.
I came into this knowing I was going to go in some order: Performer, Moment, and Mania. Those are my first 3 picks. And I have to take The Undertaker as my performer.
The fact that he's still on the board is wild.
Yeah, like the fact he got to me at 10. I don't hate James's Triple H pick. Taking him before The Undertaker. You just hate The Undertaker. And
I don't hate The
No, you don't
Undertaker.
hate him. Sorry, you just
James, it's okay. I'll ride with you. I'm not maybe not hate, but like
wonder
wonder
pick him.
have a lot of
but
curiosity about the love
The
of him.
guy
I
went-
don't know.
You don't want to. I know wrestling doesn't matter. The records don't matter in wrestling. The guy went 25-2. He was on
AEW. Pardon?
25-2. He went on. He missed
What was
10
the
Manias.
second loss?
Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns, yeah.
I always say the best part about that streak was it was not a streak to start.
It was not on
You had to
purpose.
be at the right spot in a story arc as a character to get a victory at WrestleMania.
Can you imagine if Brock Lesnar didn't? If The Undertaker beat him and then Roman turned heel while beating The Undertaker?
That would have been.
He sort of did. After
Wow,
he beat
can
The
you
Undertaker.
imagine what that would have done to Roman's heat?
His career did take a bit of a change after that victory
Yeah.
over Undertaker.
He had a bit of an edge.
The only time he got cheered was when he came back from cancer. So I don't know what Vince was doing, but like
This is the hill Jordan will die on with Roman Reigns.
no, but it's true.
Cancer got Roman Reigns over is Jordan's
It did.
take.
Isn't that
He's not
factually
wrong,
accurate?
though.
He's not totally right.
No, you're right. We should lie about it. No, Roman was a perfect face.
I think humanity just kind of showed its true face. And it was like, okay, yeah, this guy
Yeah,
kinda went through something.
Even wrestling
Roman,
fans,
you're not who we want, but congrats. We're happy you're
even
here.
wrestling fans who overall are kind of degenerates.
Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, like we're all wrestling fans.
We just spent a while.
Wrestling fans suck.
Matt's
We
been
suck.
Matt's been updating us on a college football elite, or a college basketball Sweet 16 game that 3 of us have a small.
And USC is now winning
that's-
by a lot, and
of course.
I'm gonna lose
A
my
quick
mind.
side note: my favorite thing that happened this week was Pat said he had a 5-unit play this weekend, and I was like, "Holy crap, Pat! A 5-unit play? Yeah, $5 $1. Just switch to a
No ice
$5.
shaming.
There's
Don't shame.
no unit shaming.
Don't shame.
I will-
Anyways, back on track. James, your next pick.
Well, like Matt, I had a bit of a strategy too. I'm going to take in
No,
priority.
he's freewheeling. Figure it out.
No, I'm going to pick my WrestleMania here, and it's going to be a little bit of another one that might not catch people's attention.
Oh,
But
James, do it to me now.
no, we're going to do modern. We're going to go modern
Yeah,
here.
do it to me.
WrestleMania 31.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, James.
I mean,
Welcome
How
to
many,
the show,
how many years
James.
ago was that? What,
not
where were
that
we
long
at?
ago. I remember watching it.
6 years, I think.
I remember watching.
That
it
might be
in
the
Pat's
first one I
basement.
watched with you guys. Was
I
this the
mean-
one Pat screwed up the recording
No,
of?
no.
Maybe.
Was it?
It's not important.
No, it wasn't.
Continue,
It
James.
wasn't.
Tell us
No.
why.
James, can you tell us
I-
your recollection of the moment Pat screwed up the recording of WrestleMania? Because that was an all-time moment, I think, for
Well,
WrestleMania.
see, that's a funny thing. I had that on my list of moments. Pat screwing up the PBR.
I
That would
love
have been an
that.
all-time.
James
Pat-
off. James off the show.
James,
This
I
is the last
would've-
episode of Bros.
I
Brothers.
would have
31.
peed my pants laughing if you did that.
But
with the
31,
straight
I remember
face.
that Randy Orton, and I know I'm a big Randy Orton homer. Randy Orton,
That
Seth Rollins.
Was that the
RKO.
outdoors one?
Yeah.
I love
Santa
those
Clara.
outdoors
Yeah,
ones.
that was one of the greatest matches I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, that was
where
sweet.
it was a spot fest left and right. And then Seth Rollins cashing in Money in the Bank at the
Best
end. of the
cash-in
show.
ever.
I mean, it was good.
Wow.
What?
Don't
I knew that was it.
drop
you.
picks.
Oh
Well,
my!
you asked me to-
when
to
you
talk
Don't
about
drop
WrestleMania.
picks.
when
How's he
you
supposed to talk about? No, but that
Yeah, I
kills
know.
it.
That's not my fault.
That
you
kills
didn't-
the pick. He took the Mania. He talked about it. You can't take it.
no, he can.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And I
whatever you
can't
want.
wait to.
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah,
But-
I can.
Podcast. Free will.
Especially take WrestleMania 19
Are we
without any
implementing a
reason.
2
That is
veto?
arguably
Can we implement a 2 veto rule?
Well, yeah, eventually. Yeah.
Okay, I think we
WrestleMania
have to put that in.
30. The whole Yes movement is a good Mania. We all have a Mania now. I can drop some. But 31 has, and then the tank.
Yeah.
And knowing what happened in the tank is even better.
I mean, it was a great
Rusev and Lana banged in the tank.
yeah.
That's nice.
I mean, if
That's
you're
awesome.
Rusev, like,
why not?
If you're Lana, I mean,
Rusev's a beautiful human.
Rusev's just a
All right, so
gorgeous
WrestleMania
human.
31, I enjoyed that pick. Very much so.
That's the best modern
Yeah.
WrestleMania. You're
All right, so Jordan, to you, you've had a long time to think about it. You get 2 picks now.
Way too long. All right, so I am psyched on these 2 picks. It won't be a stack because, again, I think no one's taking a snack. So I'm going to take the most obvious celebrity who should be the number 1 pick, Iron Mike Tyson.
Shit.
Iron Mike Tyson, easily the best celebrity
May I say?
appearance.
Meh.
What about it was meh?
Okay, so go ahead. And then,
Not just Iron Mike in WrestleMania, but the lead up to it.
Thank you. The lead up is
the
what-
lead up led to
Oh, I didn't realize we were picking
an
the lead-ups. I thought we
amazing
were picking
payoff.
moments.
we picked
Him
WrestleMania
tur-
celebrities. Him
Be on my
being at
side.
Wrestle-
Be on my side.
Pat,
No,
how many?
because you're wrong.
Pat, how many celebrities have turned? Like a proper storyline for them to turn in a match, because he turned.
Okay.
No, and you just admitted I was right because you said be on my side. So deal with that. Yeah, sleep on that tonight.
Okay, good. You picked 2 good picks out of 3. Good job.
Iron Mike Tyson. By the way, still knocking people's heads off at the age of 58.
Fucking
That man
scary,
scares
man.
the piss out of me.
Fucking scary.
Also, I just went down like a tip my once a month Iron Mike Tyson boxing rabbit hole. He ate a handful of mushrooms on Logan Paul's podcast. I'm not joking when I say a handful. Like, he palmed a handful of mushrooms and went on the podcast. It is you must watch. It is and by the way, after, like, nothing happened. Like, he was feeding his goddamn pigeons. He's like, no, we'll keep talking. Like, I'm not, when I say palmed a handful of mushrooms, I don't mean like one was in his hand. I'm talking like you're eating, like you took a handful of like cake and shoved it in your mouth. That's what it looked like. But that's what makes him Iron Mike. So, yeah. Any
I want
comments
to
on
hang
Iron
out
Mike
with Mike
Tyson?
Tyson.
No, I don't.
I would
I'm
die.
terrified
I
of
would
Mike
die.
Tyson. He owns tigers. I've seen that.
No.
I've
like,
seen The Hangover.
where I'm
That-
like behind glass. Like, I want it to be like an attraction.
so you
in
can
the zoo.
observe
So you're saying you want to put Mike Tyson in a enclosed space?
Or maybe I'm in the enclosed space.
Yeah,
real
that's
dangerous
not going
avenue.
the right
let's,
way.
Let's just move
Real.
on. Move on. Second
Yeah.
pick for you,
Yeah,
Jordan.
because I was gonna say I've seen the documentary The Hangover, and he is wild. Like, he does some crazy shit.
I don't think anymore. He's so high now all the time.
So performers, I am just going straight back to like my own memory. For me, it's just Stone Cold.
It's him or Hulk Hogan. Yeah.
I don't know. I just I think about like the WrestleMania that really got me into wrestling, like that I was the most excited for was the one where he was going in. I remember My Way or the Highway was the song by Limp Bizkit. I can't remember what WrestleMania the number was. And
I
he
believe
Late
it.
90s for sure. Though.
yeah, late 90s. And he turned. It was off the album Chocolate Covered Starfish with the naked baby on the front.
That's a great.
In the water. And I just remember him turning heel and me being very upset.
Oh, that was
I-
X7.
Was that? Oh, right, X7.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's. I'll just pick Stone Cold. I believe Stone Cold's Hart match with Bret Hart was at a WrestleMania too.
13.
Yeah.
Good, thank God. That was a guess. And he also had the other matches with The Rock, Scott Hall. He did other stuff.
I mean, he won.
He rode
his
an
first
ATV
championship from.
and refed a bunch.
Jordan, I think you can stop.
Yeah, thank you. Save me here.
James,
Yeah, so that's my pick.
James, you're up next.
When are we doing the NXT draft? I'm really good at the NXT draft.
Well, you know what? And I hate that Mike Tyson just went as a celebrity because now I have to venture.
Especially
down
the
a
big
dangerous road.
boxing guy now on the podcast.
No, don't do it.
A boxing versus
I'm
MMA.
about to get
angle
canceled on my first episode, but I want to stress
Liberace!
that I am sheerly picking this based off of participation and the way he was written into the story arc. Donald Trump.
there. Wow, James, way to not support both sides of a
I know,
like
I'm not an ally apparently.
unbelievable.
But let's go back.
Billionaire versus billionaire.
Billionaire versus billionaire. I mean, it was good. He took the worst stunner of all time.
All time.
Did he take the
time.
worst stunner or did he do the worst stunner sell?
I mean, he bent over. In
Yeah,
the
the
worst,
bad
in
sell.
the worst stunner.
But
of
you know
all
the
what?
time.
worst-
Maybe
the worst punches on
maybe
Vince
it's
as well.
on them
Yes.
for making for like forcing Trump to take a stunner.
But I mean,
Threw a hell of a
forcing-
clothesline though.
but I mean,
100% he asked to take a stunner.
Yeah, I would be a hypocrite when we were talking about Pete Rose earlier. I talked about how he participated, right? Donald Trump participated, right? things after WrestleMania 23 took a turn for the man.
Some would argue that Pete Rose was a worse person than Donald Trump.
Yeah, and I'm
Not me, but some people might say.
and I want to stress, I wish that stunner actually connected. Right?
Okay, all right.
We might
Have you ever properly stuttered someone, even taking the piss? It's a jaw-breaking move if
It
you
is.
really hold on.
Oh, absolutely, right? We might have we might have been saved from the last 4 years. Right? We don't even live in that country, and we pick over the fence as a good neighbor. We're like, no, right? No.
Thank
no
God,
part of that.
COVID. We can close that border.
Yeah, they gave us an excuse.
Well, we didn't close shit. Do you know how much open space there is? You go for a hike and you go from North Dakota to Manitoba, no problem. Just cross in the middle.
Remember when they unnecessarily marched the U.S. military to the border? Like we wanted to go there?
Yeah, right.
No, it's cool. Go home.
Yeah.
Go home, man. All right. Matt,
Oh,
next.
no. Don't
All right,
do it.
so we're at 15.
What do you need? A celebrity and a snack?
I need a celebrity
This
and a
used to
snack.
be the end of the flight. Jesus, how long is this?
I'm going to go snack because nobody's taking snack, and I can get whatever celebrity I want next round.
You're doing it.
Do I take yours, or do I take the one that's true to myself?
Okay, so we're already at a minute 20, and I feel like the snacks are going to just turn into us yelling at each other. So, Matt, just hurry up and pick whoever you're going to pick.
Pat, I'll do you a favor. I'm picking Spitz.
Okay. All right, all right.
Sunflower seeds.
seeds
I
are
love.
terrible snacks.
I love to raw dog my mouth during WrestleMania.
Oh, okay. That's strong.
That's the name of the
episode.
episode. I love to raw dog my mouth. I am naming the episode that. You can't stop me.
I have
real quick.
I have eaten an entire bag of sunflower seeds during WrestleMania because they're like 7 fucking hours, and your mouth feels awful. You feel terrible the next day, but they are the snack that keeps on giving.
But sunflower seeds, the reason why they're such a pain in the ass is you have to spit them. Like, you have to find a spitter or somewhere.
Yeah, they
like
go in the spitter that Pat's about to pick.
Yeah, but see, so I understand the dilemma for you because you're the worst.
I'm a
eater
very
ever.
bad sunflower
Like,
seed
you
executor.
are very.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because I'm trying to see if I can put them through the bottom of the bottle. Yeah, and one day, that Mountain Dew bottle will not hold up to the force of my sunflower seed fastball. Like William Hung from center field.
All right. So you're picking Spitz, Matt?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm very happy about it.
I'm gonna wait to pick my snack last.
Matt, what do you not have yet?
I don't have a celebrity.
Wow. I never thought that
And I
would be
know
at the
what
end.
celebrity I'm taking.
There's
And
a lot
I
after the
wanted
one.
to pick him from the
So
start.
I gotta pick a moment. I need a moment before a snack. He had mentioned it. I'm trying to get a variety of everything. I'm gonna pick the Seth Rollins cash in at WrestleMania 31. The crowd reaction alone was worth the price of admission. Him running, the iconic moment of him running down the 2 football length size ramp
in like
to get there.
a tenth of the time the
Yeah,
Undertaker
like he
took.
just bolted and cashed it in when I didn't see it coming.
No.
Nobody did.
And it was wild. I think that's up there with the Dolph Ziggler cash in on Raw that one night. It just reaction wise. So I'm going to take that because I think it's just a really great WrestleMania moment.
As far as cash-ins go, is it Seth, Dolph, and then Edge, the first one?
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to take and I'm going to keep my last pick very, very quick. It's going to be a Slurpee. I mean, I'm a big Slurpee guy.
You're welcome.
You take that Slurpee, it doubles as a spits container for your shells.
Yep.
It's just great. Keeps you going at the start. Maybe you go back for a second one. Keeps going for the next 3.5 hours. But yeah, I'm gonna pick Slurpee.
The reason
Just
I
love
didn't pick
Slurpees.
it is because Slurpees
Because it's not a
make
snack.
me poop.
It's not a snack.
It is definitely a
Really?
snack.
A Slurpee isn't a snack. It's a drink.
Bizarre reaction.
What did you say?
Slurpees make me poop.
That's fair. Okay, you were just
But
on
Slurpees
fire in
aren't
this,
snacks.
This last little bit here.
Nobody
A
listens to this
Slurpee's a
part.
drink. It's not a snack.
It's
it's-
ice food particles. So
It
yeah,
comes with a spoon straw.
It does.
So does a Frosty.
that's food.
That's a snack.
So snack,
No,
frost snack.
a Frosty's a dessert.
Okay,
It's
let's
not
just
a
not get
snack.
into
Is a dessert
Matt,
the same as a snack?
Go to
No.
you. Your 5th pick. Let's go.
No.
Okay, so I have something from kind of every era except like that crappy like middle of the 90s era. But there is one WrestleMania celebrity that appeared on one of those shows, and until Pat McAfee wrestled, he was the best celebrity wrestler in WWF history, and it's Lawrence Taylor.
Yep.
At WrestleMania 11 against Bam Bam Bigelow. First of all, Bam Bam Bigelow main evented a pay-per-view because
A
they were like...
WrestleMania.
A WrestleMania. Never mind a pay-per-view, a WrestleMania. because they're like, you're going to work with Lawrence Taylor. And that is incredible in itself. And also the fact that he trained as a wrestler and all he wanted to do, he's like, I'll train in the morning, but I want to golf in the afternoon. You guys are going to pay for it. That's incredible.
Love that. That's a good match. Watch it back. It's a great match.
It's actually a very good match considering he's so winded after the first 5 minutes.
All right, now we go to James, your last pick. I believe you have to pick a snack.
I got a snack left here. A little bit torn. I would say honorable mention. We talked about this earlier, dipping. But I'm not going to pick that one for responsibility.
And the only reason he could say it is because there's no way Jordan's taking it.
Yeah.
Jordan's body's a temple.
This
I wouldn't say that.
My pick might actually mess Jordan up, but the 7-Eleven candy cup.
Oh, cup of
Whoa!
candy. Cup of candy.
Sour-
Next.
I
Sour
don't buy
gummy.
the candy cup. I steal the leftover of you and Paul's candy cup.
Sour or gummy?
I steal
I'm
the
a sour guy, and
Yes.
my guts usually get ruined because I'm not a big sugar guy. I'm not. It's very rare that I eat candy, but when it comes to pay-per-views with you guys, it's time to indulge.
I steal the one Coca-Cola bottle, the one blue, the green and yellow gummy worm that's left. I steal the one cherry bomb that's left, and there's one other that's always left over in
The
your
live wire.
The live wire. Those are the 4 things I steal
Live wires are delicious.
from you and Paul every time
Incredible.
we watch a WrestleMania.
All right, Jordan,
You
now
might
you,
entire
you
cup of
finish this
lime
out.
wires.
You need to
Live
pick your
wires.
snack to end
I
out
need
your
to
draft.
pick my snack, even though you were all snacks in my heart. You
Stop
were
it.
all
Babe.
snacky snacks. I have to pick.
It's going to be ludicrous that he's not going to pick what should be picked.
Yes. Now I have taken something to almost every single WrestleMania, which is a coconut water and a popcorn. Why those are the 2 things I take to WrestleMania, I don't know, but I'm not going to pick them because there's one thing that has appeared at every single WrestleMania, and it's my favorite thing. Pat always has multiple bags of Doritos
Yes.
at a WrestleMania.
Are you going Doritos or chips?
I'm going to go Doritos specifically,
Ooh.
and I will even go hyper specific.
There we go.
My favorite, Pat doesn't buy Cool Ranch.
Okay.
Pat always buys the sweet chili heat Doritos, and so I'll just say Doritos because it's not. I inexplicably show up with my popcorn and my coconut water. I burn through the popcorn, and I am sipping on the coconut water, and I need something salty. And Pat either has some sort of Miss Vicky's or some sort of Dorito, and I invariably end up eating all of it before eating the pizza we order. So it would be rude of me to not acknowledge that Pat never ever lets us come here to his place without Doritos for a WrestleMania.
I like
I'm a
that.
good man.
Actually,
It's the truth. It's the truth.
I got jalapeno cheddar.
Pat, that being
Doritos
said,
on my list.
you know
Oh,
what?
yeah.
That is what he. Yeah, if you could get Cool Ranch this
I
next
will-
time,
you know what? I'll make a note of it.
Like ideally, if we can watch WrestleMania outside this year,
Yeah.
I would love if you had Cool Ranch.
Unpopular opinion? Cool Ranch sucks.
Whoa, whoa,
Oh
whoa,
no, it's the
whoa.
best Dorito.
That is
Jay, dare
slander.
we have a chip draft? in
Cool
the future?
Ranch, Nacho Doritos.
Yes, 100%
And
should have a chip
then
Jalapeno cheddar. Jalapeno
sweet,
cheddar's one.
sweet chili heat.
All right, so let's just we'll table that for another day.
Sweet chili
Talking
heat is
about
number
Winnipeg
1, right?
streets we hate because I'm fucking
Jalapeno cheddar in your bag?
Jalapeno
I don't think
Tell us,
jalapeno cheddar is up. I
Quick
really
recap.
didn't see it.
Quick recap. I selected Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania X18, Pete Rose, Seth Rollins cash-in, and Slurpees. Matt had the second pick. He picked WrestleMania X7, Hogan slams Andre, The Undertaker, Spitz, and Lawrence Taylor. James selected Taker streak. The streak ends with Taker, Triple H, WrestleMania 31, Donald Trump, yikes, and a cup of candy. And Jordan,
cup of candy.
what a disaster.
Why do you don't like? It's a good list. Don't be a dick.
Shawn Michaels super kicks Ric Flair. I'm
that
sorry,
was
I
not
love you.
okay.
I'm sorry,
thank
I
you.
love you. WrestleMania 19. Okay. Iron Mike Tyson, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and Doritos. God bless you for picking Doritos. Thank you.
So, real quick, I think my list is pretty tight. So Hulk Hogan, I feel like could have been a performer that
Could have disavow.
The Rock.
The Rock.
First
but
celebrity,
the Rock's only been on 5.
I think you could have picked, if you're really going deep dives, moment or celebrity, Gronk getting stopped by the security guard. So
amazing.
Okay, but that's like a funny moment,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
if we were
We
talking
could have
like,
added funny moment and it would have been great.
yeah, I like a moment that I'll never forget is Brock not perfect, not rotating enough on the
when he almost
shooting star
died?
press. And just watching him do that was an insane moment because you're like, what is he doing up there?
That was
and
at
in
the
your
Mania
head, you're
that
like,
you picked.
probably like a splash.
Yeah.
Nope.
I think not picking Mania 10
Yeah, I had it there. I had
What
it
is
there.
Mania? Which one's Mania
Razor
10?
and Sean ladder match and Brett versus Owen. But I think it was just built on 2 matches. That's
Yeah, it was.
I was
What
going to
was
bring
the
that
main?
up.
Was
I was
it
going to
Brett
bring that
and
up
Owen?
with Sean. Was one of the biggest moments creating the ladder match with.
Yeah.
You know, hey yo.
He didn't create the ladder
They're
match. It was
still
Bret Hart, but
reference-
that's fine. That's tip for another day. Don't
They're still
slander the man's
referencing
name.
it, by the way. Like Sean walked down to propose the ladder match for
Yeah.
NXT Takeover this week. They're still referencing that moment.
The only other celebrity that could have been picked.
Floyd
Liberace.
Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather.
Okay, there's 2 then.
Okay.
Floyd Mayweather and Mr. T.
Mr. T.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You can't forget Mr.
If
T.
you really go back, yeah, that's true, yeah.
Mr. T is arguably a top 4 beat just because of like he was doing that movie with Hogan, so he
Yeah.
was super a part
Yeah.
of it,
I think
right?
the other moment that we could have put in here too was yes.
The yes,
Yeah,
yeah.
And I would say also
Twice in a night.
Eddie Guerrero winning the title.
Or
Him embracing
Yeah.
he who should not be
He
named.
who shall not be
even
named.
we recently, the Hardys return. That was a great moment.
Oh,
That was a great moment,
We
Lost
fucking
our shit.
lost
That
our
was
But
great.
shit.
that's one of the. That's a great moment, but that's not like a. That's a pop moment
Yeah.
as opposed to a.
So was the Seth Rollins moment.
Seth Rollins, though, it changes storyline.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I mean?
that the Hardys was a pop moment, and then it fizzled like a fart in the wind.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so a great first episode as a foursome. We can go golfing together now. That's fun.
No.
Oh, okay.
But we,
So
we just can't ride in the same cart.
next week we will be back for more Bros, Bumps, and Beers. You can follow us all on Untapped at
Sit at the same patio table, though.
Pat Gagne, at Gagne and
Are
Matt. you
saying the rules make sense, Matt?
At JSco55.
Hey, you don't hate me!
At JSco55 and at JC Sizzle. Welcome to the show, North End James.
AKA JC Sizzle.
You can
probably
follow us
gonna
on
change by
Instagram,
next
on
episode.
Twitter. You can hit the subscribe button on YouTube. You're gonna,
James, I've never changed my Untapped.
James, you're going to drink local. You're going to support local. And we'll be back next week for another episode of Bros, Bumps, and Beers.